Not good news for Tyreek Hill. This is getting worse and worse by the minute. Tyreek Hill, a total avoid for this channel. Nobody should have drafted Tyreek Hill if you're watching this channel. Tyreek Hill in some trouble, according to Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio. And we broke this down the other night. We did a live stream on it. The NFL has begun to review the recent domestic violence allegations against Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Apparently, divorce documents showed 6 to 7, maybe even more domestic violence situations that were mapped out by his ex. And the league is also looking into this as well. So we've got a very unfortunate situation for Tyreek Hill. In fact, Mike McDaniel also commented on this and had this to say here. Well, actually, let me read this by ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. Trade rumors around Tyreek Hill will be worth watching. My understanding is the Miami Dolphins received calls on Hill, but did not show interest in trading him. If losing persists, perhaps the phone lines will open. But will a team even be interested in trading for Tyreek Hill? At this point, I would say probably not. I would say at this point, there is no chance that a team is going to take on a player that's being investigated by the NFL. Now, if the NFL comes back with no potential suspension or any wrongdoing and they look into this thing, then maybe the door's open potentially. But this is one of those. Let me read this as well from this report here about Miami Mike McDaniel. Miami Mike McDaniel said that there's internal processes in place that are also being activated in terms of the Tyreek Hill situation from a team perspective. So Tyreek Hill might be cooked in terms of fantasy football value. You were warned, you were told to trade him away, and if you have him, you're probably looking at almost a worthless amount of value at some point. But we'll break down Tyreek Hill and more. Travis Hunter playing more on defense. We got Drake London most likely going to play unless there's a setback. Malik Neighbors news. Will Shipley news. Brock Purdy is not likely to play not only week 2, but could miss 2 to 3 weeks. The Niners could be cooked. And we got Worthy avoiding surgery. Will he play this week? Probably a little less likely to play this week than to play, but he's not going to have surgery at this point in time. We're breaking down all of that and more. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So anyway, I know a lot of you are throwing some rest in peace, Charlie's. Some horrible news today. Just the violence in this world is just insane. So prayers up to families involved in that. That's just awful. We're here to discuss Tyreek Hill first and foremost right now to kick off this show. And we very, very much have a tough situation on many fantasy owners' hands in terms of what to do with him. You shouldn't have him if you watch this channel, but I can't control everything. And sometimes you guys draft players I don't like, and that's fine. Everybody's got their own prerogative and motivation and knowledge, skill set. Like, I don't know everything. I get tons of things wrong. But if you drafted Tyreek Hill, I don't know what you can really do at this point. You can try and buy low on some of the candidates that we talked about on the video drop today. Go watch it if you've missed it. It's the most wanted outlaws for 2025 week number 2. This is the official board. We'll reference it throughout the week, but you can certainly go watch the video that is up. And that video is up and it's sitting there waiting for your viewing pleasure after this video, of course. Hampton, Lab McConkey, Genty, Harvey, Gibbs, Fannin, Hunter, Hendy, Collins, H.N. These are the best buy lows, the wanted.
The top most wanted outlaws. These outlaws are on the run. These outlaws are on the run because they're wanted. Dead or alive.
So those are the best candidates. So maybe you trade away Tyreek Hill, you go after Harvey, you go after Hendy. The cheapest players on this board are probably Harvey and Hunter. You know, and if you do some sort of like 2-for-1, maybe you can get rid of Tyreek Hill. But really, you shouldn't even own Tyreek Hill. he's a head case right now. I've told everyone for years now, he's heading down the road of Antonio Brown, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And at some point, he's such a locker room problem that I wouldn't be surprised if there's an internal Dolphins decision at some point. And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy walked away from the game. I wouldn't be surprised if he got injured because he's doing so many extracurricular activities and racing everyone that will challenge him and putting his body at risk when he's older and needs to salvage those hamstrings. I wouldn't be surprised if he got traded, but I also, at this point, with this legal situation hanging over his head, wouldn't be surprised if a team wouldn't even touch him with a 10-foot pole now that this news is out. Again, phone calls potentially incoming for the Dolphins wide receiver, but I don't know if that's going to be the case moving forward now that all this is being drummed up. Now, can there be any sort of action taken legal, like criminally against Tyreek Hill? That is not clear yet, because this isn't like the victim, the alleged victim, said anything and went to the police or anything like that. It was inside court, divorce documents. The divorce documents had content in there that suggested that on frequent occasions, Tyreek Hill acted in ways that would be not in line with the league's conduct policy. So regardless of how long ago these things took place, these events, the NFL is going to look into it. They're going to dig into it. They're going to make a decision. And this guy's been a problem for a while now. No one's saying he's going out there and doing the craziest of things. He's probably the most well-mannered wild man, you could say, out there, because he's not out there racing a car and driving, drunk or doing anything crazy like that. But he's a head case, and he's causing drama in his locker room. He's causing drama for his head coach. His teammates don't want to play with him anymore. His teammates haven't forgiven him for saying he wants out. His teammates don't forgive him, like Tua Tagovailoa, who was once called a top 5 quarterback by Tyreek Hill. We all know that's a joke, but Tyreek Hill was relentless. When anybody ever asked him, who are the top 5 quarterbacks, he named Tua in his top 2 or 3. Every single time. Every single time. But then, now he's asked the question, who's your top 5 quarterbacks? Who's your top 10 quarterbacks? He leaves Tua Tagovailoa out. Hey, what do you think of Achane at the goal line? How about, yeah, he's a beast. He's my teammate. You don't need to say take him out. I'd take him out. And everyone's like, that's a joke. No, he wasn't joking. He's being a difficult teammate. This has been ongoing constantly. Tyreek Hill is a problem. Tyreek Hill is a locker room toxicity that's to the levels of ruining a locker room and taking a team and dragging the team down. KC's going to want nothing to do with him. No one's going to want to trade for this guy. If the legal problems went away, or not the legal, we don't even know if they're legal problems yet. If this situation goes away, well, then maybe we have then maybe we have a situation on our hands. Yeah, you mods know what to do. Let me see here. Yeah, go ahead and kick all these people. You guys have full authority. My mods, kick all these people that are causing drama. There's no need for a 24-hour timer. Just boot them. Okay. Let's get into the next piece of news. So Tyreek Hill, definitely somebody that you should be trying to trade before things get worse if you have them. If you've got a dilemma, we can certainly walk you through that. Malik Neighbors, this piece of news here. Neighbors back, was limited during Wednesday's practice. He did speak to the media regarding his attitude and being angry on the sideline. And he said that had nothing to do with the team or his quarterback. That was mainly mad at himself because he wasn't playing better, and he wasn't mad about not getting the ball or anything like that. So don't have any concerns about that right now, but we do have concerns with Dable, the decision-making of this organization. It does sound like they don't want to put Jackson Dart out there until their offensive line is healthy. That's what this starting Wilson in week 2 seems to be about. Dable met with the ownership about maybe putting in Jackson Dart, and it sounds like the organization decided to say, we don't want to get Dart injured. Let's wait till the offensive line is fully healthy, and then they're going to probably put him back in the lineup. But I wouldn't be surprised if Russell Wilson gets hurt in this game and Dart comes in at halftime or the third quarter or the fourth quarter. I really get a sense that Dart is going to make an appearance during the game. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris said that he expected Drake London's shoulder to play in week number 2. So unless there's a setback, Drake London should be a go. Get him ready and in your lineups. Xavier Worthy, this is great news, will not undergo surgery at this time, although this could change, right? And is not a candidate for injured reserve. It's thought, and this is speculation at this point, that he probably won't play week number 2, but there's a chance he could. There's a small chance we'll have to play that by ear. But certainly good news that he might only miss maybe 1 or 2 games, or we could call it right now 0 to 2 games is what I would guess. Hard to say how long he'll be out, but that's great news. This one right here, Devon Achane, hamstring without an injury designation for week 2, so he comes out without any being worse for the wear and actually not even being on the injury report. So that's good. That's fantastic. Travis Hunter is going to get an uptick in defensive snaps. It's so funny how people take this as a negative. Smitty, what are your thoughts on Travis Hunter getting? I guarantee you we're going to have 5 or 6 of those questions. What are your thoughts on Travis Hunter getting more defensive snaps? Like, I'm just going to look at somebody. Someone asked me that question. I'm just going to go like this. What do you mean by that? Do you think that by addition there has to be subtraction? I like this idea. The fact that he's going to be even more saturated and woven into the fabric of the game, absolutely fantastic. That's the more I think he's going to be able to get into his zone. This guy's used to playing on both sides of the ball, and he probably feels a little out of place right now, not playing both sides of the ball. The more he plays both sides of the ball, I think the more he gets in his groove and in his own zone. So the fact that people are even concerned about it is wild to me. This has been the plan the whole time. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Is this Mickey Mouse time? What are we doing? You listening to the Mickey Mouse show again? I don't know if they give him more defensive snaps. It seemed like that could be a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe he gets hurt. I think he's going to get hurt. Brock Purdy, as I mentioned, long shot to play week 2, but that's not even like the accurate way to describe the situation. It's a long shot for him to play in any of the next 2 weeks, and there's a chance he misses 2 to 3 weeks, maybe more. And so the Niners are going to be in some trouble. Ricky Parasol, even Christian McCaffrey is going to be overworked to the max. I don't know how this guy's going to survive the next 3 weeks. Christian McCaffrey, make sure you're trading him now. And he's still on planet Uranus, and maybe he's doing well right now. And this has always been the case. I've mapped this out clearly. Could even coming into week 1 when they were maybe going to sit him or not, it was, could he play week 1 and come out without an injury? Yeah, but he's the most likely player in the National Football League to tear an Achilles tendon, to rupture it. And he's probably one of the most likely running backs in the National Football League to not play even half a season. And so he still remains.
And off he goes.
I haven't changed this at all. This is the Planet Uranus list. I'm not taking anybody off. I'm not running from the fact that I have James Cook still on here. I still think James Cook is going to be somebody that we're disappointed in at the end of the day. I would sell high any chance I got. I still think he stumbles into some good opportunities along the way, but I still feel like this might be a player that I want to trade. Could it be the one I'm wrong about? Sure. But this Mixon call was on there way before there was any concern about Mixon. Mixon was going in the 4th and 5th round when he hit this board, and now he's nowhere to be found. That was a 100% correct call. The Caleb call, accurate. The Godwin call, this is way before we've been dealing with what we've been dealing with now with Godwin, totally accurate. We've nailed every one of these. Tyreek Hill unfolding. Every single one of these has been executed upon perfectly, except for the James Cook and the Christian McCaffrey, which we have a lot of time for those two to work out. And I don't mean work out. I don't want injury. I don't wish injury upon anybody. But this is what we're trying to deal with here. Appreciate you all being here. Hit that thumb up button on the way in the door. You guys absolutely rock. Guys, yeah, my mods take care. Anybody that's going to be rowdy or say awful things in the chat, you're just going to be removed immediately. So my mods will take care of that, nip that in the bud. Appreciate you all. Here's more on that Tyreek Hill situation that I just talked about. I had to talk about Shipley first. Eagles running back Shipley did not practice Wednesday, but this is kind of one of those pieces of news too. It's like, bro, we know this because he's likely out a couple weeks minimum. So Shipley, and that one, you got to wonder what's going to be in store for Bigsby the next couple of weeks. We'll kind of really get a feel of what the Eagles really truly wanted him for, because they traded for him and said nothing to do with Shipley, and then news broke about Shipley 24 hours or less later that said that he'd be out 2 to 4 weeks. This is that Michael Florio report saying that the NFL has begun to review the recent domestic violence allegations against Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill that were in the divorce documents. Again, the thing that makes this different from the Judkins situation is that the alleged victim here was not trying to go seek out this situation with the police. It was in the divorce documents just to try and prove her case for what she's fighting for. And this has opened up a whole new can of worms. And some of the descriptions of what he did are pretty bad. Now, no one's saying innocent until proven guilty. They're alleged, these accusations, but it's not looking good in the end. And he's got a history of being kind of somebody that you would think that this could be true for. So, this is innocent until proven guilty, but Tyreek Hill is definitely a head case right now. And we'll see what happens, but I don't think this is going to be good for anybody. Aaron Rodgers is experiencing back tightness. As good as he looked on Sunday, I do believe Aaron Rodgers, his average depth of target was bad. This is not somebody that had the QBR to support the outcome of what his production looked like and the outcome of the game. I do think there is a world where this thing, it's great for a little while, but it could fall completely flat on its face. Aaron Rodgers has to stay healthy for this, project to work. And I don't know, it's hard to say. Jaden Reed, what a turn of events for Jaden Reed. Not even on the injury report. I do believe he still has an injury. He's the Jones fracture, but where they may be stretching the severity of this, where we may be not told the correct information. He looked great in week number 1. Jaden Reed's the number 1 wide receiver there. His coaching staff told him that when they drafted Golden, and now everybody's trying to cut Golden. I'm not saying even cut Golden. I am probably the least, hyped Golden person you found, and I've said that all offseason. But I don't even think you guys should be considering cutting him. That's a little bit extreme. But I don't know that he's going to be consistent, like I've said all offseason. Micah Parsons dealing with the back, obviously questionable for week number 2 versus the Commanders. This would be huge for JD5 and the Commanders if they didn't have to deal with him all game long. I talked about James Cook I didn't yet. James Cook hamstring being limited in Wednesday's practice. We'll see how that fares in the next couple of days. And for those that have been waiting, the Judkins situation did not report to practice Wednesday because he was meeting with the league and, discussing maybe potentially he's going to be looking at a potential suspension or something like that. It's hard to know. The league could just also be saying, hey, you were involved in some stuff that was, some gray area type of situations that we want to make sure this isn't going to pop up again. What are you thinking about this? And they're just trying to set him on the right path. It's possible that that's what happens and no action is taken. But the NFL is sure taking a long time. I would think no news is probably not great news in this situation, but then again, we're just not sure what's going on. So hang tight on this. Those of you picking up Judkins, and rightfully so, don't be doing that over a Krosky Merritt or a Benson or a Tootin. So I'd definitely say even Aldi Gordon getting cut has a little bit more value in some ways, but maybe not fair market. So you could even move these guys around a little bit like this. I could understand Gordon still being somebody that everyone's not grabbing if he's out there, but you're monitoring, or if you got to make a cut. I'm putting Judkins down here. Judkins and Sampson are pretty much side by side. I'd probably put Sampson ahead of Judkins right now. So the pecking order will be something along the lines of this: Tootin going above Benson, Benson slightly above Sampson, and Sampson slightly above Judkins. So that's kind of the pecking order of the wide receiver, the running back free agent, market for me if I was to map it out. That is the board. Take a screenshot of that if you need it. And again, the reason I show this, no one else does what we do. No one else does what we do. No one else says, oh, go watch my buy low video from earlier in the week. How about I show you? How about we show you all week long? How about I show you 5 times a video? How about whenever I'm live, we're cooking up the buy low board, we're cooking up the week 2 waiver board, and the week 2 waiver board still makes sense even though waivers have processed, because not all these guys have been picked up yet. And you might be facing a situation on Thursday you weren't facing on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, and so you need another list of guys. You need to have a different conversation about, Smitty, I still have to hit the waiver wire on Thursday, Smitty. Even though waivers process on Tuesday, I still have transactions I may need to partake in, Smitty. So I'm showing those. Smitty, what is the buy low board? Here, I'll show you. We do it like nobody on this channel. Nobody. So, Travis Hunter playing both sides of the ball. This is good news. Stop with the, but what do we do? How do we take this information? Like as if this is new. Worthy, not having surgery. Brock Purdy out 2 to 3 weeks at least. Tyreek Hill could be suspended or out of the league, at any point. And Drake London set to play week 2. Drake London couldn't be happier for the Drake London and Xavier Worthy news.
Let him cook.
All right, let's hit these super chats that have been flowing in, and I appreciate you. Here's a $20 hauler by Yaz with the first super chat of the evening. Appreciate you, young man. And Spencer dropping a 20 wad right here as well. Spencer, appreciate you. We've got, let me see if there's any other $20 super chats. I got to lower my shades because these blue light blocking glasses always mess with the colors, so I'm looking for the $20 super chats to do present in a different color for me to identify. And so we got a number of $20 super chats that want immediate attention. Appreciate all of you guys dropping the wattage in the chat tonight. Thank you very much. And then Dallas dropping a $20 hauler. Right, these are the $20 haulers. Spencer, did I get yours? I think I did. Where's Spencer's? I think Spencer's is right here. Thanks, Smitty. Yeah, I do. I got it. Okay, Spencer, thank you very much for the $20 hauler. And then let me grab these super chats and bring these over to the high roller room. Thank you guys very much. All right, let me paste these over here and we will continue on our way. Yaz with the first $20 hauler. You monster, you. I forgot to mention I have MHJ and London and Rice and Hunter at wide receiver, Chase Brown and Hendy and Bigsby. So trading Barkley, Debo, and Igbuka for Nico and Genti is good. Thank you for repeating the whole question again. That's so much easier than what sometimes people will be like, by the way, I have Lamb. I'm like, that doesn't help me. Okay, so the trade is trading Barkley and Debo for Igbuka and Nico. I'd probably say no. I think you should get more. I love Igbuka. I love Nico. But Debo and Nico are not that crazy of a debate. Of course, I would take Nico straight up for Debo. I'm not an idiot, and I'm not going to not, I understand what time it is. But it's closer than it, it appears. And Barkley's got so much more value. You could trade, you could keep, you could potentially, in my opinion, get for Barkley something along the lines of a Genti and Ladd. So I'm going to say negative on this one, trading Barkley and Debo for Buka and Nico. I like the idea. Chat, would you agree? Please vote in the chat what you would do. Please let everyone know what you would do. Let me just see if you had another. I think Yaz had another question in here as well. Trade my Barkley, Debo, Igbuka, and Nico. Oh, and Genti. I'm sorry. And Genti. Yeah, you're right. I'm reading it wrong. Okay. Damn. Okay, so you're trading Barkley, Debo, and Buka for Nico and Genti. I was reading it wrong. I'm sorry. For Nico and Genti. Barkley, Debo, and Buka for Nico and Genti. Okay, I got it. My bad, guys. My bad. Thank you for letting me know. Barkley, Debo, Buka for Nico, Genti. Man. So the way I break this down is I really would like to get Barkley turned into Genti and a player. But I think you're giving up way too much in this because Genti and Barkley, there's an argument there. But some would say Barkley's worth more. I would like to get into the Genti game, but getting more, but quietly I like them the same, So I understand this. So we took that out just to try and wash it. And we give a little bit of an edge in credit to the Barkley side. Debo, Buka for Nico is too much. Debo and Buka is just too much. It's arguable to a degree, but I think that you're giving up too much. Does the chat agree on this. I would trade Barkley for Genty and Nico and give up one of them. You know, Barkley and Debo for Genty and Nico, I could do that easily. And Barkley and Ibuka, you could argue that side might be better than the Genty and Nico. You could, you know, but that's at least even enough that I could be okay with you doing both of them. Thank you. I'm sorry I read that backwards. You're the man, the myth, the legend. I'm going to say no on that. I'm going to get more. Chat, can we vote on this one? Everyone's saying too much, I think. The consensus is other league, 10-man, 2 flex. This is from Ethan. Ethan, thank you. QB, Allen Fields, running back, Genty, Henderson, ETN, Gordon, Eckler, Neighbors, T, Pearsall, Rice, Hunter, Godwin, McBride. What should I do in this league? Fields and ETN for Achane. I would take 10-man, 2 flex. I don't see super flex anywhere, right? Other league, 10-man, 2 flex. I don't see super flex anywhere. So what should I do in this league? Fields and ETN for Achane. I mean, if this is your 1 QB second quarterback, I don't understand what you'd even be contemplating. Take Achane and take the value. I mean, I don't care. I understand that there's some risk involved, but I'd much rather have Achane, and Fields is nothing that you should be worried about not giving up. If it was super flex, it'd be different, and you had no second quarterback. I'm taking the Achane side all day. 10-man PPR, Mahomes, Fields, running backs, Gibbs, Achane, Hendy, Benson, Judkins. Wide receivers are Ladd, Wilson, Buka, Hunter. Great wide receivers. Hunter, Henry, and Andrews. What do you do? I think I'd probably wait on this team. You can't really sell a lot of these guys. Even Gibbs, you can't sell as high as you probably should. Ladd, Wilson, Buka, Hunter. I'd say upgrade using Benson or Judkins at some point. But for right now, you're sitting on that value. Henderson, I'm sitting tight. There's nothing to trade on this team, and it's absolutely fantastic. And the bench value is going to climb, climb, climb. Thank you for the super chat. Stand down. Stand down. Stand down.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
Definitely stand down, my boy. No Hill over here. No, sir. 10-man, JD5, Bucky, Hall, Lamb, Buka, Fannin, Debo, Bench, Hendy, Gordon, Tootin, Hunter, Sharps, any moves or go to the bank in the morning. Love this team, my boy. Love this team. I think I'm letting it ride. I don't really want to get rid of any of these players, and most of the ones that are underperforming I believe in, or all of them. So we're sitting on this. Hunter, I still love Travis Hunter. Love him. And you can't even use him. And it's not like, you're going to be able to couple him with anything yet. Sharps is gaining value. You're just letting this value ferment. So definitely stand down as well. A lot of you guys are going to have stand down teams coming out of week 1. It doesn't mean that, you drafted a bad team. It just means we collectively like some of these risers that are going to rise. Harvey, Sharps, Hendy, Hampton, all these players that are going to pop off. Just traded my AJB and Hubbard for his BTJ and Hampton. I think that's a massive home run on both levels. You win both sides of this trade. So fantastic team. Any suggestions? Maybe JT for a Genty and give up that Judkins or Ridley. JT for probably Hendy. If you don't have Hendy, which I don't think you do, JT for Hendy, I would do that. JT for Kyron if you have to give up that potential Ridley or other player. I don't know who else you could really throw in. You could go to the Achane owner and see if they want to give you Achane for Taylor. And I think that's worth a gamble, in my opinion, especially because you have Gordon. Those would be the moves I would make, and I appreciate you, kind sir, with the super chat. Start, I got Bijan, Achane, Lamb, Buka, BTJ, Irving. Love the team. Bench, Harvey, Hendy, Krosky, Merritt. What do you do? And the guys on the bench are phenomenal, but they haven't reached their potential yet. So unless someone's going to overpay for Sharps in advance, or overpay for Krosky, Merritt in advance, or Hendy in advance, which they probably won't, you can't even upgrade, nor do you even really need to upgrade. I'm keeping every single piece that you have here. And I even like Penix Jr. Would I want to upgrade Penix Jr. if I could use Krosky, Merritt too? Maybe you poke around about that. Other than that,
alert, stand down or
amazing that all the $20 super chats, all the ballers dropping the 20 wads have teams that I don't really want to touch. That's kind of unique. That's kind of, you guys are crushing it. $20 haulers. Do I have any others that I need to drop on screen? I don't think so, but I will roll through these as quickly as I can, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys absolutely rock. Let me go ahead and activate these alerts. And if anybody's dropping gifted memberships and I ever missed that during this hectic time frame, I very much apologize. And please don't let that discourage you from dropping those. Everybody else truly appreciates them. And sometimes I just miss them is all. JCM, Thursday, Green Bay, or Tootin on Sunday versus Cincinnati. I think you got to go JCM until Tootin gets more of a defined uptick in work, which he very well could right away, and we're excited about that, but you're kind of wait and see. Trade my Barkley, Debo, and Egbuka for Nico Genti. So that was the earlier question. Thank you very much, and again, get more. Come back with a different offer, but I think you're definitely giving up too much. Any moves? Bo Nix, Gibbs, Kyron Williams, London, Garrett Wilson, love the team. Kelsey, ETN, Fannin, Trey Henderson is stacked to the rafters. Hunter, did I already look at this team? This is crazy. Rice, Debo, like what are you supposed to do with this? No, nothing to do. Bo Nix, upgrade Bo Nix, and I like Bo Nix, but upgrade Bo Nix. You might not even be able to trade him. You're just getting a player. But how could you not get? Somebody's got to have like Burrow and something, and they need something, and they're like, okay, well, I can start this guy, or you trade him, Bo Nix with, do that Burrow swap or whatever. But you're going to go to the bench for it. You're going to send Rice, or hate sending Debo, but Debo's a good trade for a quarterback right now. So I'm upgrade the quarterback using Debo. Debo's pretty tradable, so that's what I would do. Past that, and I do that if I can, because your team's just going to score more points. You can't use everybody on the bench, bro. Traded Ladd and K9 for Amon-Ra. I could get behind that. I'm fine with that, bro. I'm fine with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a good trade. This one here by Smitty, Jordan Mason, Sharps, Hollywood, Pearsall, my flex. I'm going to go Charbonnet. I'm a dice rolling man, my boy. I'm a dice rolling man. Appreciate you. This one here from Overcome, Kyron and Kittle for Chase Brown. I'd rather have... I'm okay with that, but I'd rather have Kyron and Kittle because Kittle will come back, and I like Kyron as much as Chase Brown. So I'm not going to do that, but if you did it, I wouldn't call you crazy. Ricky Pearsall for Justin Fields. I could go either way. Depends if you need Justin Fields, but Ricky Pearsall, I could take if Fields is my backup. That's not a problem. Start Hendy or Debo this week. I'm going to go Debo. He's earned it, but you definitely got yourself a nice little decision there each and every week. That's a tough call, but definitely okay with that. Debo to the moon. Hey, Smitty, a few questions. Thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate you. Is Tank worth burning the number one? Tank Bigsby? No. He's not even like set up to be the number 2 yet. But we monitor him and we kind of see what's going on. He could be eventually, but not right now. No, not at all. QBs, Drake May or JJ McCarthy this week. I'd probably say Drake May safer, but JJ McCarthy definitely proved at the end of that game that he was a dog. But I'd like to see it on repeat before I fully go in. Drake May's pretty damn safe, and I think they bounce back in a major way. Fields over Love. I would go Fields personally, but I know people are really into Jordan Love right now, and I understand that, but I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Start 3 this weekend. K9, Sharps, Hunter, Bill, Pearsall, Debo, Samson, Waddle, Reed. I'm going to probably go with Charbonnet, Bill. I'm going to go Hunter, Bill, and Debo, or Hunter, Debo, and Charbonnet. So it's kind of between Charbonnet and Bill for me. I think I'm starting Hunter. I really think I think the 6 receptions is really solid. The targets are there. Sharps, Debo. Bill's safer than Sharps. Sharps is higher risk but higher upside. I think that's how I would choose in that direction there. Appreciate you very much for the super chat. Chad, if you want to vote Charbonnet or Bill this week, if you could please drop that. Matt, I appreciate you. Flex Bill or Harvey. I'm going to go Harvey, but that is a higher risk play. It is probably safer to go Bill. Bill or Harvey this week, guys, vote. I just think Harvey's the 6th leading rusher in the league right now, coming off of week 1. He's top 5 in yards after contact. It's people. I don't think people realize how good he did. Should I trade Henry for Hendy and JSN? I don't think it's enough. I think you can get more for Henry right now. I do not think that's enough. You're buying a player that underperformed in Hendy. $10 team. Trade JCM for Pacheco. I would rather have JCM by a long shot. Also, 2 for Braylon Allen, please. Dobbs, Blue, Shaheed. Also, drop 2 for Braylon Allen. Let's drop Shaheed and Dobbs. I'm keeping Blue. Even though Blue is kind of far away from the lineup, I still think there's opportunity for him to potentially be pretty awesome at some point at least. Rick, appreciate you. Just traded Cook and Rice for Breece Hall and Debo. Smash. Absolute smash. Also, start Sharps, Harvey, or Sampson. I'm going to go Harvey. Same question as before. Harvey's higher risk, higher reward. Sharps is probably safer. I'm going to go Harvey personally, but honestly, either one could be a league winner this year, or both of them probably will be. Hey, Smitty, 1-0. Bajan, Kyron, Hendy, Benson, Buka, Ridley. Trade ideas, improve the team. Keep Buka, trade Ridley or Coleman. Ridley or Coleman with maybe, you might have to wait, man. Bajan, Kyron, Hendy. I'm not trading one of those guys yet, and Hendy hasn't even earned the value yet. You're unfortunately in hold mode. Start those 3 receivers, the first 3 you have there. Start Warren. Maybe Fannin and Benson in time. Fannin and Ridley now, I guess you could try. Fannin and Ridley for Ladd. Try that. Fannin and Ridley for Ladd. But except for that, you're probably Evans maybe. Fannin and Ridley for Evans. And then besides that, you're probably waiting for Benson, and then you can maybe flip Benson once. Thank you very much once that value climbs. Would you play Golden over Tyreek this week? This week, probably, yeah. And then we'll have to see what happens. He might not even play. Who knows? I mean, they haven't said that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Dynasty moves. Penix, May, Hampton, Harvey. Love the team. Garrett Wilson, MHJ, Buka. Love the receivers. Hampton, Harvey. Love those guys. Dynasty, I don't know that I'm touching much of this. Just waiting on it. To move anything, you'd have to maybe Fannin potentially to upgrade. Like, I don't even know that you can. The ETN owner might be interested in Tootin, but I definitely wouldn't trade him for just anything. So I'd probably say, like, if you could maybe move Fannin and Tootin for something, I'd consider it. What would I consider? Ladd, Harvey you already got. Hendy, Ladd's definitely a player I would look to trade for. That's why he's on the most wanted list this week, because he just seems like such a cheap player to go get. The Ladd McConkey season, baby. From the perspective and value that you can get him from. So understand that what I'm saying, what value range we're talking about. So good team, like the team. Thank you for the super chat. Danny with a $5 hauler. Danny, thank you so much for the super chat, young man. Trades, buy lows. HM, BTJ, JD5, Harvey, Igbuka, Debo, Scatterboo, Jennings, Fannin, Smitty to the moon. Thank you. BTJ, JD5, Harvey. I'm not moving anything that you have, my boy. Unfortunately, you have nothing on the bench that could get you anything. So stand down mode. Unless you can move Fannin to slightly upgrade Hannon to Genty because he's safer, and I would do that. Or Hannon and Fannin into, Chase Brown maybe even is safer than Hannon right now. Like, those are just minor lateral steps. They're the only moves I'd even consider at all. And it'd have to be like a lateral move into a safer vehicle is what I would be doing there. Laughing says Dynasty Superflex, Caleb, Herbert, Penix, trade Caleb, Harvey, Kamara. So trade Caleb and Kamara for Hampton or for, I don't know, something at running back potentially. And then MHJ, Adunze, and Caleb together. If anybody believes in Caleb, they'll believe in Adunze. So you could trade them that. They think they'll bounce back, whatever. But you're not going to probably get much. Would I even go for an older player to win? Maybe. But I'd probably say we're looking at Hunter being very undervalued. We're looking at potentially JSN being very undervalued. I love MHJ. JSN might be a good buy for you. I would say that's a good one. Ladd, JSN, Hampton, and Hendy. Using Kamara, using Caleb, using Adunze, maybe all 3. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. RIP Kirk, Charlie Kirk, prayers up to his family for sure, bro. Such a sad day, when anybody in that position is just crazy. People are just, this country's crazy. Start Njoku or Fannin. Fannin, very easy call. Fannin, very, very easy call. Appreciate you. Rob with a super chat. Trade Pollard for Travis Hunter. Absolutely. I give up even a little more if I needed to. Thank you very much for the super chat. This one is a $20 hauler that I already answered, I believe. Thank you. Fields and ETN for HN. Yeah, we answered that one already. That was a smash, bro. Absolutely fantastic. Smitty, I know your feelings on Caleb Williams, but tell me your thoughts on this trade. Mahomes for Caleb, already hate it. Like, why would you do that? Mahomes for Caleb, Harvey, Fannin, Superflex, no way. If it's Superflex, no way. If it wasn't Superflex and it was Dynasty, but not Superflex, maybe, but we'd have to see your quarterbacks is. I'm not trading for Caleb Williams. Mahomes in a Superflex is a first-round pick. So, absolutely not. Pick a side, BTJ and JCM or JCM or JSN. BTJ and JCM by a mile. Am I confused here? BTJ's worth way more than JSN, and you're getting JCM on that. I don't understand what we're doing there. Are you using week one to value that? You can't. Would you trade Ladd and Charbonnet for Puka? Or Nico? Probably. Yeah. In a 10-man league, you got surplus of talent like that. That's how you make a difference maker move with surplus of talent. And it's not that much. 12-man PPR traded CMC, Worthy, and Adunze for Lamb, Hunter. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Makes sense. Could you get more for CMC? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, Lamb's a top dog. So very, very good team. Rate your team after that trade. I'd say you're definitely in the 8 zone. Yeah, I mean, Bucky, Kyron, Lamb, Hunter, Debo, 8.0. Maybe 7.9 just to feed you a little, motivate you a little bit. Make sure you hit that waiver wire. Don't get lackadaisical and think that you can't, potentially get beat out by somebody by getting lazy. Mahomes, Achan, Harvey, JCM, Molly. Look at this team. McBride, like it. Any moves? Team that has Allen and JD5. Should I try to get one of them? I really trying to move Achan already. I wouldn't necessarily move. You got Ollie Gordon. I wouldn't move Achan for anything. I'm moving Achan for like a Genty upgrade. I'm only moving Achan if I'm upgrading him into Genty, into a safer vehicle, Chase Brown. That's it. And to do that, do I give up JCM? Sure. Do I do that? Do I give up Worthy in redraft? This is redraft. I think it's redraft. Yes. In Dynasty, I wouldn't. Redraft Worthy is a liability right now. So try and get something else in return. But you got Hunter, Buka, Wilson. You can kind of afford to give up like a Sharbs or... I'm not Sharp, sorry, JCM. You could afford to give up a JCM potentially. You got Harvey. So, yeah, I like this team. I really think you do well upgrading. But past that, I'm not trading them. I think it's ridiculous for people to give up on HN after 1 week. I know that there's some concern for sure. But would you trade Brees and Mason for RJ Harvey and Jordan Addison? No, because the market demands more for Brees Hall, bro. Brees Hall just went out and had a day and proved everybody wrong. So, how are we ranking Sharps, JCM, and Harvey this week, week 2? I'm going to go with Harvey, JCM, and Sharps in that order. But if we get word that Sharps is going to get more and more work over Walker, which we don't know yet, then I'm going to go with Sharps. Same question for Pickens and Hunter. I'm going to go Pickens for safety, Hunter for high risk, high reward. You need a bigger swing. You projected to lose. Then I'm going to swing with Hunter. Danny, appreciate you trades. My buy lows, 12-man, full PPR. Genty, Bucky, love it. JD5, love it. McBride, okay. Pickens, Hunter, Harvey, Ibuka, love it. Sharps, Genty, or Jennings, Fannin. Not moving anything because I love every single player. So if you were to maybe move, let's say, Fannin, potentially Fannin and like Pickens for like take a gamble on an Evans or a Ladd, then I'm down for that, Danny. That's about it, though. I think anything else is potentially you just moving players to move them. Bored. AJ Brown and Hubbard for BTJ Hampton. If you pull off that trade, BTJ Hampton is, I think I might have even read this already. That's a double upgrade. Double upgrade. Fantastic. Ridley or Kamara in the flex? Probably Kamara this week, but I'm trying to sell Kamara high. Would you start either of them over Tyreek? Yes, I'd start Kamara this week, but I am trying to sell him. And the first chance he does anything, I'm selling him. 12-team PPR, any moves, who to play? Fields, Penix Jr., London. I guess Penix Jr., now that London's going to play, London, Nico, and Hendy, and Sharbs, and Harvey would be my choices of your team. Love the team. Good squad. Doing it live. Nice job. Nice job, my boy. TJ, appreciate your super chat. TJ says, trade Debo and Laporta for Rice and JMO. I think if you can weather through it, maybe, but at the same time, like, I think Laporta and JMO are not that far off in value. So, I guess it depends if you've got another tight end, you got Fannin. I like the idea of trading Laporta maybe, but I don't know if this is the right move because Debo's playing, Rice is not. So I'm going to say no on that. I'm going to say you're buying. I don't mind buying Rice. I'd trade Laporta for Rice. I'd trade Fannin for Rice. I'd trade Laporta and another piece that's not here that you didn't list. Or maybe Sharps for Rice and you throw in Fannin or Laporta and you get another player back. Or you throw in Fannin and you get another player back. Maybe that's what I do. But that's it, bro. I'm not. Your team looks fantastic. 10-man PPR, JD5 Ibuka, Debo, Bijan, Bucky, Bowers. I think I might have read this one. This team's awesome. Travis Hunter, Harvey. You're waiting for those values to ferment. I have too many running backs. Wondering if I should get one. Yeah, I mean, first of all, Ibuka, Debo, you can't really get better than that right now. So maybe you're trading like a Hunter or Harvey when they gain more value, but I think to trade them now would be a disservice. So stand down and kind of let this team, the dust settle before you start making a move that you can't undo or you regret not getting more and letting it build in value. You're definitely in a position to trade, but wait. Would you trade K9 for either Keon and Samson or Hunter? I'd trade Keon. I'd trade K9 for Hunter and Leon. I don't know who Leon is, Austin, but I'd definitely do it for Hunter. Thank you very much. Saddened by Charlie Kirk news. Smitty, thank you for all you do. Thank you. Sports, appreciate you. Jesse says trade AJB and JCM for Nico and Sharps. I would definitely take Nico and Sharps. That's a fantastic trade. Also have Chase Brown. Yeah, do it live. That's a great trade, my boy. Nikki, appreciate you. 0.25. Give Pearsall, get Sharby. Absolutely. 100%. Love the team. Love what it does for you. Puts you over the top. Wait on everything else unless you're going to maybe trade. Yeah, I'd wait. Don't trade Hunter or Harvey. Let those guys gain value. Fantastic trade. Smitty approved 100%, bro. Traded away Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Swift for BTJ and Kenneth Walker. I would have done that just for BTJ. You did win the trade. Now move Kenneth Walker with something else for like a, I don't know, Hunter-like player, a Harvey-like player, a Sharp-like player. 12-team half PPR, Herbert, Nix, Ladd would be good. Herbert, Nix, CMC, JT. Appreciate you. Any moves? I'll probably say moving Ted McMillan and maybe JT for like one player. Ted McMillan and JT for like one player. Chase Brown. I'd be tempted to go get Gordon off waivers once he gets cut and trade JT for Achane and something. I would. And then I'd trade CMC for Hendy and a freaking BTJ-like player. Trade CMC right now. I think this team's good, but I don't think it wins. I think in order for you to win, you got to trade. You could trade JT for a BTJ or Nico straight up, and you could trade CMC for a Hendy or a player like that. Even if you want to go Kyron or Genty, Sabbath Genty. Trade JT for a BTJ or Nico. I think you do that. I think you can pull that off. Then CMC for Genty and a Hunter, and you're in the business for Genty and Mike Evans, for Genty and Ladd, and then all of a sudden it's like everyone's gonna be drooling over your team after those two moves. Trade Higgins and Warren for Nico, absolutely, 100%, easy call, light work. Feel like I need some wide receivers. Nix, Chase Brown, Genty, London, Buka, Debo. No, you don't. You're fine. Andy, sit on that. Rice, you're waiting on him. He'll be back, bro. He's a top 5 wide receiver. Sharps is going to be a top 10 running back. JCM, let that develop. Hang tight, hold. Maybe Kittle and JCM now for a Nico or St. Brown doubted or something like that, or one of the running backs, Genty type player there, or Hampton. Definitely would be a good move. Selling high on Flowers. Who should you target? Harvey, Hampton, Hendy. And yes, I would potentially sell high. Sir Fozzie with a $20 hauler gets immediate attention here. 12-team, half PPR, Genty, Harvey, wide receivers, Neighbors, Hunter, Debo, JCM on my bench. Do I switch Harvey with JCM? I'd rather have Harvey, but it's a high-risk move. Unsure what to do with my lineup this week. Also got JD5. JD5 to the moon. Genty and Harvey are my players. Hunter and Neighbors, I'm starting. Debo in the flex. I approve of all of this. The only thing you're contemplating is JCM and Harvey. Chat, can we get one more vote, a fresh vote on JCM and Harvey, please? Please vote that. All right, thank you very much for the super chat, my boy. All right, Fozzie, thanks to the moon, bro. And then let me see if I have any additional $20 haulers. I think I do. I got a $20 hauler from Reyes. Reyes, appreciate you. I got I think this is a $50 hauler Canadian. Appreciate you, my boy, for dropping that $50 wad. You're going to get immediate attention, my boy. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I think we got a couple others here. This one's a $50 hauler. I gotta pull up my blue light blocking glasses so I can see these colors. It's not because I can't see. Like, Smitty doesn't have old fogey vision. It's all about colors. It's all about everything's orange. And then when I take them off, everything's still orange for a little while. Trade mine. Look at this $50 hauler, my boy. $50 hauler. Sonny boy. Sonny boy.
$50. Give me $50 holler. I get by the brother, Smitty.
Yeah, so hopefully this place is a place you can come when anybody's feeling down about anything or anybody's just having a bad day or whatever. Like, hopefully you come here and this is just a place to hang out and you know, change your mood. So I know some of you are typing that in the comments, but I'm here for you and we're here for you. This is a family. And even more importantly, on the Patreon, you want to talk foosball, anything, anytime, any place, make sure you get on over the Patreon link in the description. This $50 hauler, trade my Neighbors and Charbonnet for Genty. I think you're overpaying. I think you're buying Genty at his old value. Right now he's got a different value. So smash the hell out of that value. I think you're overpaying. I think you could trade Neighbors for him right now. Giving up Charbonnet's too much. I want something else. I'm going to say no. Should I keep Chase, the Chase and Neighbors combo? I don't mind keeping it or trading it. I just think you're selling yourself short on what you can get for Neighbors. Charbonnet could be a top 10 running back soon. So if you just waited, you could probably get a lot more from that same owner if you just wait a little bit. I mean, maybe they don't want to do it, but I just don't think it's lucrative to be making that move that way. $20 hauler here. Appreciate you.
Super chat alert.
Appreciate both of you for dropping the 20 wad. Jeez. 14-man PPR, one flex, Fields, Hendy, Lamb, London, Pacheco, Strange, Ibuka, Bench, Arroyo, JCM, Chubb, Mason, Pearsall, Miles Sanders. Wondering if you have any trade ideas, upgrade my running backs. Okay, let's go. Moving London. I don't know if I need to move London. I think moving London's hard. Even with them starting this week, it might be hard to move, but we can see what we can do. I think you could use a running back for sure. So JCM's nice, though. JCM and Pacheco for, whatever. How about Pacheco and Mason for Harvey? How about Pacheco and Pearsall for Harvey? I would consider JCM for Harvey because I think it's such a difference maker. I'm looking at all those things. And would I trade London down to Ladd in order to move JCM, Mason, or Pearsall up to another player? Yes, I would. Like if you can do a 2-for-2 creatively like that. Need some trade inspiration for a running back. 14-man league, QBs, Baker, Genty, Sharbs, Jordan Mason. I like the team a lot. London, JSN. Probably what I would maybe look to do is move. I trust in Sharbs if I'm you. And your receivers are pretty good. The only thing I would strongly consider would be maybe you're looking at a potential McBride down to Fannin. I don't know if you could pick up Fannin or if it's too late and you missed on that. Fannin is something you want to grab a Fannin so you can maybe make a McBride trade. You know what I mean? But I would consider trading McBride to go get a potential wide receiver that's undervalued like Nico or St. Brown and see if you can also, it's going to be hard to get more, but you can do it 2-for-2 deceptively and give up maybe a Sharbs to the Walker owner and you get their running back that you like just a little bit better, or you're getting Harvey and let's call it BTJ, or Harvey and Nico, or Harvey and some doubted player that struggled. Harvey and something could help you using McBride. Or you trade down to, I would probably say Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren, and you get, a Tyler Warren and Hampton potentially for McBride. That might be something I would look into. See what the Tyler Warren owner has. That might be the best avenue for you. Thank you, Sir Fozzie, for that $20 hauler. Would you trade Sharbs and Judkins for Harvey? I think you're giving up a little too much fair market value-wise, but I don't mind it. I'll be honest with you. But I do think that Sharbs and Harvey could be very similar in value. But right now, they're both down, and you don't know which one's going to get more work when. Hurts are JD5 this week, JD5. So just be careful not to give up for Harvey on the perceived value or the speculation type value. Sharbs are Fannin at tight end premium. Sharbs for Fannin. I think I'd rather have Charbonnet in tight end premium unless you had no other tight end. Then I guess I'm okay with this. But I do still think Sharbs is a top 10 running back. But I like Fannin a lot. Sup, Smitty, 12-man, MHA, Neighbors, Buka, Bucky, Pollard, Fannin, small bench, Rice, Sharbs. Sharbs goes in for Pollard probably for me. Or ETN. ETN and for Pollard. I don't know why you have Pollard listed when you have ETN. It's like going out for hamburger when you have a steak in the fridge, marinated and ready to go. Just put in a claim for Travis Hunter. That's crazy. Any other moves? After you telling me that, I'm feeling pretty good about your team, Bucky. So I would roll with ETN. Eventually I might try and trade like Rice now versus waiting with ETN to go get that Genty. I would try that now. Probably something along those lines. I'd even be very tempted because you have Ollie to go get Achane. So maybe using Sharbs and Rice, or ETN and Rice for Achane and something, try and get something back. But I'd be very tempted to buy Achane right now. I'm not all about running away from that flame, because I think he could be something special still. He still is. Even in a bad situation, he still scored and looked great. Burrow, Milrow, MHJ, Ibuka, Pickens, good wide receivers. Hunter, like the team. Running backs, Genty, Hendy, Harvey, love it. Stand down, nothing to do. Should I trade Joe Burrow and Tyler Warren for Penix and Nix? Jeez. So should I trade Joe Burrow and Tyler Warren for Penix and Nix? I'm going to say no. I understand it's Superflex, but I think I'd rather hang on to the Burrow value. Just because you're getting two quarterbacks doesn't mean you should do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and say negative on that one. $20 hauler from Trev, dropping the wattage. Trev, thank you so much for dropping the $20 hauler, my boy. Thank you very, very much, young man, for doing it live. I think we got all the $20 haulers on screen. Panic Chamber roster. Let's see here. JD5, Tyron, Hendy. I don't think so. JC5, St. Brown, Worthy. Absolutely not. Bannon, Tootin, Thornton getting bad offers, but I think let these guys rest for a little bit, bro. I know you get hit with Worthy, but you got St. Brown. He'll be fine. JCM's good trade bait, but you got to let it build up. Hendy will bounce back. JD5. Let this team go out one more week. Again, some of your $20 haulers, it's crazy because I want to give you guys the I'm not trying to say I want to, it came out wrong. Of course, I want to help everyone equally. But when I get a $20 hauler, I feel like I got a little bit more of a obligation to give you the best idea a man could come up with. That's just natural human instinct, right? And I can't. It's funny because all these $20 questions, you guys have these teams I don't want you to touch. And the only thing I'd maybe consider would be like Worthy and JCM now for a Nico or a BTJ type player that's doubted right now, and you got St. Brown already. Or maybe Worthy for Ladd, and you've got to give up, let's say, JCM. I do that because you get instant gratification right now. Or Rice for Debo, something like that. But past that, I think I'm just sitting on that team, like you said, because you're going to have these guys bounce back. I got offered Garrett Wilson for BTJ. I'd rather have BTJ by a hair, but I think we need to understand that Garrett Wilson is maybe in that exact bucket of wide receivers and could actually potentially outscore him. But I'd take BTJ. Is sending Ollie to the HN owner for Tootin a good move? I think it could go either way. I think it's good and bad. Either one, could flourish if they're given the opportunity. But I think it's not a bad move. I think Tootin right now is a slight edge over Gordon, but that could change. Rate your team. Knicks, Hampton, Lamb, AJB. I'm getting rid of AJB. AJB and JCM for one player. AJB and Waddle for one player. AJB and Addison for one player. AJB and Sampson for potentially that player that's doubted, like St. Brown or BTJ or maybe even an injured London. Makes some sense. Getting rid of AJB, it makes a lot of sense to me. Rice maybe, but while you're waiting, you go Rice and JCM for a BTJ or a player like that that's doubted. So Chris, I definitely move on that if you can, and if not, I'm holding strong. I'm not getting panicky or anything like that because you still got plenty of time. League mate wants to trade me Jameson for Sharbs. I'd rather have Charbonnet, to be honest with you, but it's really, really close. It depends on your need. If you need a receiver, maybe you don't do it. If you need a running back, do it. I'm torn with the decision, Smitty. I need to break down PPR, sit one, Hendy, JSN, Debo, ETN. I think you got to sit right now. I'm sitting. Chad, are we sitting JSN or Hendy? JSN or Hendy? Which one are we sitting? Please help Spencer in a group vote. JSN or Hendy? Please vote right now. I think I'm sitting. Probably in PPR, I would sit Hendy for now. And that's hard to say. Just right now. And you could regret it, but JSN is safe. You know, London, Garrett Wilson, Debo, Igbuka, Hunter need to sit one. And that's logic says sit Hendy, but of course my heart's saying Hendy, but logic says, look, are you going to really be that mad if JSN scores 5 points less or something? But you would be very furious if Hendy didn't get used right again, and then JSN had 2 touchdowns and 150 yards. Hunter need to sit one. I'm probably going to sit not sitting Debo, not sitting Igbuka, not sitting Garrett. Probably London with the shoulder, unfortunately, Mike. And it's a tough matchup. But maybe you're trading London because you've got such a surplus there, my boy. And I think the chat would agree with that one. Pick 3 to start. DK, Garrett Wilson, Buka, Pearsall, Rome. The first 3 that you listed are your main dogs. Yeah, buddy. Don't start your studs. Hey, Smitty, you still feel okay about holding Achane? Of course. Why would I not? Well, but would I explore some trades like up to Genty? Sure. But I'm not panicked at all about him from a grand scheme. Could that change? Sure. Consider trading for Chase Brown. That's an upgrade, so I'm fine with that. So, yeah, do that. JCM and Chase Brown. You'd be lucky to get Chase Brown alone. So you're telling me you're going to get JCM too? Of course I would do that. But I would also do it straight up if you felt more comfortable because, honestly, there's no risk involved in Chase Brown, and they're the same. Their value is the same. There was the same. Flex, 12 PPR. I don't think he'd even do that, to be honest. JSN and Ridley for Nico and Sharbs. I'd take Nico and Sharbs and run, bro, from the veto police because they're after you. They want to take that and dilute it. Walker and Tet for Hendy and Golden. I would take Hendy and Golden personally. But it's a good question. Thank you for the super chat. This one here just accepted a trade Neighbors and Hendy for my Buka and ETN. I'd rather have Neighbors and Hendy, I think, long term. But right now, I understand this, and I feel like I probably would also, like if I felt like I wouldn't have enough wins if I'm waiting on this thing, I'm going to go Neighbors, Hendy. I'm going to trust my gut on Hendy. I think Hendy's going to be fine. Neighbors, Hendy, very close call. Love Buka. That's a hard decision. Fannin or Ingram, I'm going to go Fannin. Ingram's practicing, though, but it's hard to imagine him playing. Fields is safer than Penix this week, but Penix has a little bit more upside, but a little bit more risk and matchup and everything. But that's a good question. I'd say Fields probably. Dynasty trade Pitts and Spears for ETN. Of course I would do that. That's the easiest question maybe I've had all hour. This one from Esteban. Appreciate you. League mate wants to trade Achane. My team is Hampton and K9. So we're trying to trade K9 or Javonte with maybe Devontae Smith and J-Mo. I'd give all 3 if I needed to. Need a running back. Would you trade him? If so, for what? There you go. That's my starting point, at least. This is we did the $20 hauler from Dylan. Thank you, Dylan, for this $20 hauler. You're the man, the myth, the legend. This one here from John. John says with the $2 hauler, Pacheco or RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey by a country mile. Go watch my video, John. I didn't do this for just nothing. I put it up there for you. John. Do it live. Pacheco or Bill? Bill to the moon. Rich, appreciate you. Rich says, just traded Pearsall, got Hunter 1-for-1. Home run smash. You're taking him to school, bro. This one here from Austin. Austin said, trade K9 for either Hunter and Coleman or Hunter and Sampson. I would take either one, but I'd definitely probably rather have Sampson right now at least, but it's a very close call. $9 hauler from $10 hauler from DeAndre. DeAndre, appreciate you. CMC, JT, I'm trading both of them. Adams, Travis Hunter, Pitts, Hendy, love Harvey. I'd like to put Harvey in my running back spot. So you know what I'm doing? I'm trading JT for BTJ or St. Brown or equivalent wide receiver straight up. And people want running backs, so that should happen. And then I'm trading CMC for Genty and something else. And if I could do it 2 for 2, I'm trading Pearsall and CMC for Genty and another player. Maybe that other player is, who's your tight end? I don't know. Maybe that other player is a QB upgrade. Who do you have at QB? I don't know if you said QB Fields. Yeah, so maybe a tiny QB upgrade, or maybe they just give you like a potential Harvey or something. You have Harvey. I don't know. Maybe a Lad. Yeah, Pearsall to Lad and CMC to Genty, like something like that. But I'm definitely doing both those moves. Both those moves make people a conglomerate, a monster, a monopoly on the trade market, baby. Probably answered already, but Knicks or Penix Jr. I think probably this week Knicks by a hair for upside, and if you want safety, go Penix Jr. It is a tougher matchup. London is banged up, but London should play. Trade AJB, Hurts for Herbert, Bucky, have Ladd and Sutton. So Herbert, Bucky, AJB, Hurts. Give me Herbert and Bucky. Yeah, definitely. And I think Herbert's very underrated right now. Very, very much love how Harbaugh allowed him to gunsling. You know, Ethan, appreciate you with the $5 hauler. Ethan says, my 2 flex league from earlier, would you trade Ricky for Harvey? What do you think I'm going to say, Ethan? What do you think I'm going to say when this is all about? I'm talking hard. Like, I feel like I'm wasting my breath. It's okay. You're super chatting, Ethan, so I'm not mad at you. Thank you for the question, but just trying to emphasize that Harvey to the moon, bro, for sure. Do I get slammed for my BTJ for Ladd and Rice, though? That makes some sense. I don't mind that trade. But I do think, there's pros and cons to it. You're obviously got to survive and wait for Rice. But Rice comes back. He's a top 5 to 7 wide receiver. 10-man league PPR. Knicks and May at QB. I don't see Superflex. This is Gibbs, Genty, Hendy. Love it. Ladd, Garrett Wilson, Buka, Debo. Love it. Pickens. Love it. Want to solidify my QB position. Would it be okay to trade May and Debo for Herbert and JCM? No. I don't think Herbert's enough of an upgrade from May. But I do like Herbert, but that's not enough. You need to go get a big monster top quarterback, bro. At least a Mahomes or higher. Need help at running back in a 12-man league. Pick one, Harvey, Mason, Sharps. Let's go Harvey for a high risk, high reward. Go Sharps if you want to be very, very safe. If you're, if you use, if you don't use the carpool lane like once in your lifetime by yourself solo, then you're not going to want to take that risk. But if you're kind of a wild man once in a while, I would take the risk and go with the riskier call. Thank you very much for the super chat. Let me put this back on screen. Drop Joe Mixon. Want to put Tajay Spears on my IR. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could drop Joe Mixon. Who knows if he comes back? I mean, somebody could benefit from that, so it's not. I don't know, and I think I need to answer this question first. Mixon could burn you if Mixon came back, but I don't know. He seems like he may never play. I don't know. Need help at running back, 12 team, pick one, Harvey, Mason, Sharps. Did I already answer this one? Yeah, okay. So Harvey if you're a risk taker, Sharps if you want to go a little bit safe. Mamba, appreciate you. Drop Joe Mixon. That's the one I answered. Okay, now I'm caught up. Kerry, appreciate you. Dak versus the Giants or Fields versus Buffalo. Let's go Dak. Dak's going to have a day. Let me see if there's any other $20 haulers that need immediate attention. I don't think so. Let me just scan through real quickly. Oh, there is one. Trev, you get immediate attention. I already answered that one. Trev, thank you very much for the super chat, by the way. Let it marinate. Marinate! This one here is from Ron. Thank you very much for the super chat, young man. I'm going to pull this over. Manuel dropping a $20 hauler. He wants immediate attention. Ron says, who to flex? Sharps, Hendy, JCM, Harvey, Buka, Pickens, or Hill. Don't have to count Hill. I'm going to go Hendy or Harvey, honestly. Hendy, Harvey, Sharps in that order. But tough call. Manuel with the $20 super chat. We got Mata with the $20 super chat. 2 back-to-back monsters. You guys are marvels. You guys are legends. You guys are monsters. You super chatting monsters. You.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Mata, appreciate you, my boy. Saying $20 12-team redraft, non-PPR. All TDs are 6 points. Start 1 QB. Okay. Mahomes, Penix, Gibbs, Kyron, Harvey. Love it. And I'm going Harvey over JCM just right now because I'm crazy. Hunter, Debo, and then you're kind of waiting on Rice. So you're starting 3 wide receivers. Coleman. I mean, Coleman's fine for now. So Hunter, Debo, Coleman, and then your 2 running backs on your flex. Okay, is Harvey. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. Bowers, love it. Any moves? Maybe trying to trade JCM. And you could try and trade JCM in Rice now for BTJ, St. Brown, one of the doubted wide receivers. Or you could go Rice for Ladd, Rice for Debo, and just get rid of that waiting game. JCM and Rice could potentially get you that BTJ, St. Brown type player, though. You know, so it's very possible. BBQ dropping a $20 holler. BBQ wants immediate attention. BBQ will put this one right here. Major props on the Debo call. When others were writing him off, you were all in, and the usage has been amazing. Kingsbury using him like a chess piece all over the field, and he said he's going to throw to him downfield more. So BBQ, things are looking up. Thank you so much for the super chat. BBQ to the mother freaking moon. Love BBQ. Manuel, appreciate you. Been getting roasted all day for a full load drop on Fannin. Well, this is why it's on you guys. This is why I scream and yell. Only you can know if you need to do a full load drop. So you obviously didn't read the room right, Manuel, but it doesn't matter. Like, you got the guy, people are kind of roasting you because they're mad. But at the end of the day, it's got to be your call in that you know the history of your league. If no one does full load drops, you're out there just swinging away for nothing. You got to look historically at your league. If the highest anybody ever spends is $20 out of 100, then spend 25 just to be safe. But don't worry about it. You got a team here. JD5, Bajan, Bucky, Hendy, Harvey, MHJ, Buka, Hunter, Pickens. How's anybody roasting your team? Any moves to make? Pickens, maybe if he bounces back, you wait on it. MHJ right now with the potential, I don't know. I mean, you just wait on these guys, bro. Wait on them. You got JD5. Your team's phenomenal. I don't want to trade Harvey. I don't want to trade Hendy. I don't want to trade Bucky. MHJ and Pickens for like one Lamb or BTJ potentially, and that might even be an overpay, but I'm okay going Pickens and MHJ for Lamb for sure. I'm okay doing that for probably BTJ or St. Brown if you wanted to roll the dice a little bit, giving up some depth. But love the squad, my boy. Your team's fantastic. This one here from Jesse, and don't worry about them roasting you, bro. Who to flex? Charbonnet, Hendy, Harvey. Did I answer this one yet? Yeah, my order is Hendy, Harvey, Sharbs. No, Buka. I'm sorry. Let me give you the order. Did I say? I didn't even see Buka last time. Buka's 1. Hendy's 2. Harvey's 2. Sharps is 3, 4. If Buka's for sure the number 1. I hope you're not asking me if you should bench Buka. Start Samson, JCM, Harvey, or Mason. I'm starting Harvey because I'm a dice roller. But there's risk to it. You got to be okay with the risk. You know, you got to understand what time it is. Traded the Bijan owner Algier for Tootin. Love the deal. Also dropping Joku for Fannin. Absolutely. Or Goddard. I take Fannin. Smitty, we trust. Thank you, pal. Make sure you're trusting your gut too, because you guys are awesome at this and you know ball. So don't think for a second that you guys don't have the ability to override something I'm saying. If you have the gut instinct, just go with it. 10-man PPR 2 flex, QB, Mahomes, Bajan, Chase Brown, Hendy, Ollie, Sharps, MHJ, Buka, Hunter, Pickens, Thornton. Love this team. Any moves here? Upgraded wide receiver. Yeah, MHJ looks very similar to the other team. MHJ and Pickens for that like BTJ or St. Brown or especially Lamb. Higher you go, the less risky it is because Pickens might bounce back. But MHJ and Pickens for that BTJ or higher is the move to make. Would I maybe consider Charbonnet and MHJ to do something similar? Yeah. But if you wait a while, you might be able to trade Sharps and let's say Pickens for like Lamb if Sharps is a top 10 running back. So kind of waiting on Sharps is probably better than selling him early unless someone's willing to pay on advance, which they probably won't. Give my Kyron and get Nico and K9. I'm honestly, I don't know if I like. I'd probably say I like Nico and Kyron about the same. So you get K9, fine. Can you then flip K9? K9 and JSN, K9 and maybe Rice, K9 and Hunter for like one better player. I think at the end of the day, Nico probably is a tad bit safer than Kyron maybe, but I still like Kyron. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one. I think that's pretty even. Chat, would you rather have Nico or K9 with Nico and K9 or just Kyron? Rock out, $20 holler. Rock out, dropping the 20 watt on the screen.
Super chat alert.
Rock out. He's in the building. Just picked up Fields for the heck of it. Why not? Now I got 4 QBs, but who would you start? Bo, Fields, Penix, or Love? I think Fields is the safest. I think Bo is higher risk but higher reward, and I think the Broncos do bounce back. But Fields is your safe play, and maybe trade one of them. Only 4 points per TD pass. Ouch. That's why Fields is even a better. Yeah, I mean, look, Harvey, Hunter, on the waiver board, like when we talk about the waiver wire guys, let me see if I can pull this up. Where is this at? There it is. We talk about, guys like Benson and Tootin and then JCM Fannin. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying to trade them straight up or anything like that, but like I am very interested in getting ahead of the curve on this situation. So like a Benson for one of the quarterbacks would be kind of on getting on top of it ahead of time, ahead of the curve. I think I'd do that because it's basically a waiver player. So if someone's struggling at quarterback, then boom, COD, appreciate you for dropping the super chat. Got denied Ricky Pearsall for Harvey or Ricky Pearsall for ETN. Of course you did. But I got Ricky for Dobbins and for Hendy. Ricky plus Dobbins for Hendy? What? Good thing you got rejected on the other trade, bro. That's fantastic, man. Hendy. How'd you get Hendy? That's like falling on a $100 bill. You trip and fell, it went right in your pocket. Hubbard and Juwan for Fannin, Benson, and Javante. Probably rather have Hubbard, bro. I'm sorry to tell you. Hubbard, you sold him a little cheaply. You missed my $10 hauler. No biggie. Relax. Did I miss your $10 hauler? I mean, I went through all of them. Let's see if I missed it. I'll admit it if I did. I traded Kyron Pitts and BTJ for Herbert, CD, and Harvey. I don't remember this one. I'm sorry, Relax. Thank you for telling me. I must have just checked it off. Thank you, pal. I'm so sorry about that. I traded Kyron Pitts and BTJ for Herbert, CD, and Harvey. Man, you're not going to like my answer. I think that right now it's not good. It's not bad, but right now I lean toward Kyron and BTJ. But once Harvey gets on his horse, my boy, I truly think that this will be even, at the very least. But meaning you didn't get enough in the trade. The fair market value was not ideal for you. You kind of bought a $400,000 house for $450, $465, $475. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that it won't work out for you. But definitely feel like, yeah. Spot, appreciate you with the super chat. Trading Walker, running back, and Tracy for Harvey. Yeah, definitely. Smashing your trades, buddy boy. 10-man PPR. Nick Slam, BTJ, Bucky, Chase Brown, Warren, Agbuka, Rice, Hendy, Harvey, Fannin, Sharps. Any moves? Like the team, man. I don't think I'm moving much. Is that Tyler Warren or is that Tyler Warren? Brown, Chase. I think it's Tyler Warren because that's after the. No, that might be Jalen Warren. I'm standing down, bro. What are you gonna trade?
Alert. Stand down.
I like that. I like it, bro. You did good. Just hold it for a week. Dak or Penix this week. I'm gonna go Dak. Dak's gonna have a bounce back game, bro. He's gonna be on fire, I think. But trust your gut because it's close. Would you trade Agbuka, Hendy, and Jonu for Neighbors, Harvey, Ridley? Chat, can we get a vote? This is dead even. Dead even. Dead even. Would you trade Agbuka, Hendy, and Jonu for Neighbors, Harvey, Ridley? Here's the deal. If Harvey does become a 6 to 10 running back, you will have a better side on the Neighbors, Harvey side. However, what if Neighbors sits the end of the year? So I would say it's a tough call because Harvey doesn't proven value. Neighbors could fall in value. I'm gonna say Hendy Buka final answer because of the concerns that I'd have with the situation falling apart at the end of the year for you. But it's close. I love Harvey. Don't be surprised if the other side does outscore it. It could. 10-man PPR: Herbert, Genty, Hampton, Neighbors, Igbuka, Fannin, Worthy, Kraft. What do you think of any moves? Look, I love the running backs. Love the wide receivers. Sharps is fantastic. Hunter, Pickens, Worthy. I'm trying to trade Worthy maybe to upgrade something. Worthy, McLaurin for 1 BTJ, St. Brown, etc. Hampton and McLaurin for maybe Achan, take a gamble. Go up toward that Genty value and maybe upgrade Hampton slightly. That's it. Other than that, you're kind of waiting to see what develops with that team. It's a really, really solid squad. This one here, QB, JD5, Hendy, ETN, K9. I'm moving K9. I keep Shards. Move K9 and DK for one player. Move K9. And you could even move K9 and Debo for a freaking BTJ or Amon-Ra or someone of that caliber. Nico, you got Nico already. Nico would have been one that I said. But you got BTJ. Damn it. St. Brown. So DK and, you got Debo, though. You know what? Let's go K9. Let's go DK and ETN for Genty. That's what I'm doing. Or somewhere Achan even. K9 and DK for Achan if you can buy low on that. I like that. Or Hampton. Thank you, my boy, for dropping the super chat. Trade Kyler, Bill, and Jonathan Taylor 27 first for Josh Allen Dynasty Superflex. Woo! Kyler, Bill, Jonathan Taylor in the first. It's a lot. Chad, is that too much in a Superflex? Josh Allen is the number 1, number 2 overall player, though. I feel like that's a lot, man. JT, Bill, Kyler, and 24. I think it's too much. I think dial it back. Take the first rounder out and maybe I do it. Or take away Bill maybe and I do it. But that's way too much, I think, my boy. T. Higgins for Debo. I'd rather have Debo. Keenan Allen or Travis Hunter. I'd rather have Travis Hunter. Thank you so much for the super chat. HN and MHJ for Bijan. I would take... it depends on your wide receivers. If you're loaded and this is like an 8-man or 10-man league, I'd probably take Bijan because you're going to have a surplus. HN and MHJ, if you're actually struggling with this wide receiver spot that MHJ will fill, then I'm okay with the move, but I don't really like it, to be honest. $10 super chat was blank, but I appreciate you dropping the super chat anyway. 12-man non-PPR, Nico, London, Igbuka, Hall, Connor, Kamara, Fannin, who you flex start. All 3 of those wide receivers in there, Hall and probably Kamara are my 2 running backs. And then, one of the wide receivers is flexing. And then any moves to make, I don't think so. What are you going to do? Trade Connor and something? I'm not trading Kamara and Connor for 1 Hampton, for Hendy. Upgrade that way if you can make a trade. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Trade Ken, Walker, and Pickens for MHJ. I could do that, but I do think Pickens could be as good. But yeah, I'd probably do that. Start 1, Laporta or Warren. I'm going Warren, but I do like Laporta. Would you rather have JCM or Harvey? Harvey, but I'm a risk taker. Make sure you are as well, or you might want to go the safe route. Drop Goff for Fields. It definitely would go that direction. BBQ picking up Fannin in all leagues last night. Confirmed, and none of my league mates are watching the best show in the business. Thank you, BBQ to the moon. 10-man full PPR, Knicks, McCaffrey, ETN, Puka, JSN, JCM, Sharps, like this team right here. Bench, Swift, Fannin, Thornton. Any moves? Trade McCaffrey. I'm trying to trade McCaffrey right now. McCaffrey and JCM, McCaffrey and Swift, McCaffrey and Devontae. Something like that, 2 for 2 to get that Genty or HN with that big wide receiver. And if it's Genty, I'd go as far as Lamb or Lad. I'd go down to Lad if I needed to. But definitely trade McCaffrey. That's just me. I know not everybody would, but that's okay. I traded Monty, Olave, and Devontae Smith for Travis Hunter and Harvey earlier today. That's a smash. My league mates thought I made a terrible deal. Well, your league mates are a little bit behind the game, my boy. Can you get a got him? You certainly can. You certainly can, my boy. Got him for you.
Got him.
Sure, you made a bad trade, Jumpin' John. Harvey's not, he hasn't done it yet, so he can't do it, right? Right. Wrong. Need help. Start 2 and flex 2. London, Pickens, T-Mac, Ridley, London, and Pickens. And your potential start 2, flex 2. London, Pickens, JCM, and Sharps. But you could go T-Mac. T-Mac over Sharps if you want to be safe. And Ridley over Sharps if you want to be safe, I guess. You could go T-Mac and Ridley if it's full PPR and you want to be safe. But I would personally go JCM and Sharps, but I'm crazy. Also, do I stick with Andrews or Goddard? Probably Goddard for now until we see signs of life. Hollywood over Tillman. I would say this week, yeah, with the saturation of target share that he probably should get. And league trade Caleb Johnson from Mahomes. Who's Caleb Johnson? What, is he even the third string? Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course. Yeah. Harvey is such a buy low opportunity after watching the game again. Bro, the burst is insane. This guy's the top 7. He's tied for 6th in the league in rushing yards for running backs. He got, 20 snaps? And he's top 5 in yards after contact. You know, like, it's like people don't see it coming. It's so wild. We'll draft tonight. Don't forget to click this link, and we'll see where Harvey goes tonight in the draft. I'm not leaving. I'm just dropping this now. Link's in the description. I just dropped the link in the live chat. I'll pin the link. We'll be drafting tonight on a week number 2 draft session and see what we can get. But for Harvey, where is he going to go? I'm drafting him. Great wiggle. He's going to start balling out. The window will be closed. Yeah, the window is closing. There are a lot of people that are getting excited about him as it is. You know, so it's kind of hard. Scotty Deuce says MHJ and Harvey or Walker Buka. Right now, I'd say MHJ Harvey, and that's hard for me to say. That is hard for me to say because I just think Walker's, you know, you talk about MHJ and Harvey versus Buka. And while I like Buka more than MHJ, you toss, you know, Harvey into the mix, Scotty, and these are both players that I love, you know. So at the end of the day, you got to take that, I think. And this right here, who do you start? JD5, Gibbs, Achane, there you go. And then let's see here. Wide receivers, Adams, DJ Moore, Laporta, and then bench. I mean, I'm starting Harvey over, like, as your flex. But other than that, I mean, you're not moving anything around, right? Adams and DJ Moore, Laporta. So if you don't have a flex, then you got to go Achane and Gibbs. But Adams and DJ Moore, I mean, I don't know what you would what kind of move you could even swap out. But I like your team. I let it wait a week before you start dismantling it, but you do need Adams to step up in order for this team to compete. So you kind of just wait on that and traded Zay Flowers and a 26th first rounder for Nico. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Give ETN, JSN, and JMO for Chase Brown and McConkey. Yeah, I'd take Chase Brown and McConkey. But I understand that why somebody might not. Should I trade DK and Devo for CD? I probably would. Yeah, I probably would. And then thoughts on Rashard Smith Royals for KC? Yeah, they could become relevant, but right now I don't know that Royals is not even expected to play. And so we're kind of on a whole pattern there. But I think Rashard Smith, they could line him up at wide receiver. We'll just have to see how it plays out. You can't count on it yet, but we're definitely got our eyes peeled for it. 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receivers, 2 flex. JD5, JT, like it. Hendy, like it. JCM's your 3rd running back. I like it. Lamb, Hunter are my 2 receivers. And then probably DJ Moore and JCM would be your next up, unless I miss something. That's a great team. Probably a hold right now. I don't think you're moving anything unless you can move like DJ Moore and JCM for like a slightly better receiver. And what would be good for that? Like, you could gamble on a Mike Evans or something if you wanted to, but Ladd McConkey type Mike Evans, BTJ, obviously like a Nico Collins type player. All those guys are fantastic. 10-man full PPR, Achane, Hendy, Hampton, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Evans. Love the 3 wide receivers. Rice waiting in the wings. You're not starting Pretty Ricky or anything like that. So you're starting those 3 receivers, Achane, Hendy, Hampton. Hopefully you're starting all 3 of those running backs too. If you got to choose between, let's say, Hampton and Evans, that's a tough call. Probably lean slightly Hampton if I had to, and Bowers to the moon. Maybe a Fannin trade at some point. Maybe you let him do some damage, and a Fannin and Evans can get you something big in a trade later. But definitely a good squad. I like the team a lot. Lemmings, appreciate you with the super chat here. 10-team super flex. My Hampton Young for Harvey Penix Jr. Give me Harvey Penix Jr. for sure. I definitely like that. I like Hampton a lot, but I still love Harvey. And Penix Jr. over Young all day long. I'm not sure what to think of Young right now. Like Sampson, I have Dak, Love, Bill, Jacobs, Judkins. Thanks, Smitty. You bet. That's a good trade, bro. Very good trade. So caught up on the supers, believe it or not. I don't know. The moment I open the phone line, though, they're going to plaster in. So if I open the phone line, I'm literally going to be speed round. If you ask me how I'm doing, I'm hanging up on you. If you ask me and give me your team, I'm hanging up on you. This is going to be a very, very rapid fire phone session. And if I don't answer after, after I say I'm done.
Phone line protocol has been activated.
No
small
nonsense.
talk, greetings, or story build-ups will be tolerated and will result in disconnection.
And if I tell you I'm done, don't keep calling because I'm only going to add so many people to the phone line. Mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you, pal. Just hang tight real quickly. Probably only going to add about 5 or 6 people to the phone line, 7 people at the most. So make sure you guys mute yourself and await being called upon. And if I tell you the phone line's closed, don't keep dialing in. Okay. Don't think you're going to get in. I'm not going to let you slip in the back door. Okay. This is going to be a full roster. The building has an occupancy that's been exceeded. So just hang tight. Everybody, please mute yourself. I'll hang up on anybody who's not muted or mouth breathing. Trade one Juwan Johnson for a Dunze. I'd rather have a Dunze and then trade Walker for Travis Etienne. Come on, man. Of course we're taking Travis Etienne could get you a pot of gold right now. And Walker, nobody even wants Walker. So I don't know why we're asking that. Of course, offered A.J. Brown and Hunter for Henry. And Henry. Hunter Henry. Oh, God. That's disappointing. So offered A.J. Brown and Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry's he's such a disappointing name. When you realize it's not Henry, it's Hunter Henry. It's just such a letdown. A.J. Brown and Hunter Henry for Rice and Dynasty. Of course I would take that. What's Hunter Henry got to do with this? And A.J. Brown's an old man. That's an easy call. All right, last super chat, then over to the phone line. Let me see if I can. Hey, bro, how you doing? Thank you, Shoddy. I'm doing good. Appreciate you. And hold on, we got 2 more super chats. Phone line might get hung up on here because this is going to potentially get out of control. Mute yourself, please. I'll be right with you. Nobody speak until I call upon you, please. Drop Tank Bigsby for Ray Davis. I think you could argue that either one, bro. Who knows? No one knows the answer to that question, to be honest with you. I guess I'd rather have Ray Davis for right now. Just for right now. I mean, Cook is kind of banged up right now, but it's probably minor. $10 hauler from... this is the last call, and then our line is full. Gavin, you made it in. Please mute yourself. I'll be right with you. 12-team, 0.5, Dak Henderson, Derrick Henry, Nico, JSN Andrews, JMO, Hunter, Blue, Penix Jr., ETN. ETN's got good trade value right now. Ideas to boost the starting lineup. Maybe a quarterback upgrade, but Hendy and Derrick Henry and Hendy and freaking and ETN's fantastic if he's your flex. And then your wide receivers are Nico, JSN, and I'd probably move JMO and to upgrade Andrews. I'd probably potentially move, I don't know, you got Kyle Pitts, which isn't bad. So JMO and Kyle Pitts to move up and get a monster tight end upgrade. ETN and Pitts for McBride or something like that. I could definitely go in that direction. That would be kind of an interesting move. I think people that have McBride, most people don't draft early tight end well. And they kind of panic after a week or two where they're just like, oh, my God, what do I do here? You know, what do I do here? I didn't draft well, and I'm hurting at running back. A 10-man trade who? Jacobs, Kyron, Bucky, Brees, and Aaron Jones. Trade who? I don't know. Trade who? Trade Jacobs. Keep Kyron, keep Bucky, keep Brees. Trade Jacobs and Aaron Jones for one wide receiver. Go Nico shopping. Go St. Brown shopping. Go BTJ shopping. That's what I'd do. PPR, start 1, QB 2, running back 2, wide receiver 2, flex. Bucky, Achane, boom. Bajan, boom. Amazing. There's one of your flexes. MHJ, Buka, boom. Debo, boom. There you go. What are we doing here? Travis Hunter's on the bench, unfortunately, for right now. You can maybe trade him. JD5's your starter. JCM and Hunter for one bigger monster, maybe. MHJ and maybe JCM for a BTJ, a St. Brown player in that territory, Nico Collins. That's probably what I would try and do with this team. You got such a surplus. Worthy could even be thrown into a deal to go get somebody like that. You know, that's what I'd probably do with that team. All right, Gavin, you got, Gavin was the last one to join. Hold on one second. Let me go over to 224. You're live, no nonsense phone line, quick as you can, go.
All right, hey Smitty, would you trade away Justin Fields, Drake London, and Jordan Mason for Ladd McConkey and Chase Brown?
Drake London, say it one more time. Drake London, Fields, and who?
Fields, Mason.
Okay.
For Brown and McConkey.
For which Brown? Who? Chase Brown?
Chase Brown and Ladd.
And Ladd. Okay, so you have this right here. If my stupid screen will work. Come on. Mason, Fields, and London. I can barely read that. Chicken scratch. For Ladd and Chase Brown. And this is a super flex or no?
No, redraft.
Okay.
Just
so I probably would trade all of this for Chase Brown, bro. So you're pretty good. Think you'll do okay on that one. Thanks for wasting the court's time.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks for wasting my marker. Nice trade. All right. 810, you're live. As quickly as you can.
Hey, Smitty, what's up? Would you trade? Somebody offered me Jonathan Taylor for Austin Eckler, Travis Etienne, and Devontae Smith. Would you make that trade?
I don't care about Eckler. JT for Etienne and Devontae Smith. That's a tough one because, you know, I do doubt this situation. I don't think JT's a bad talent at all. Never have, but I doubt his situation. Danny Dimes is going to vulture everything from him. This is exactly what I said, you know, is going to happen. Did kind of happen and is going to, where Danny Dimes, I don't like Danny Dimes. I don't think Danny Dimes continues to play amazingly or anything. But I think he's a vulture. He's a vulture. And Etienne looks phenomenal right now. Can you get your hands on Tootin?
I don't have Tootin, but I have Derrick Henry and Breece Hall for my starting running backs already.
That doesn't help this you know, cuffing this. But I'd say I'd do this, and then I'd try and flip Devontae Smith somehow with another player, and then all of a sudden you've got this amazing trade. But I could understand where someone would say they can't trade JT. Travis, would you rather have JT or Etienne and Devontae Smith?
If it's redraft, I'll go for the Etienne side.
I mean, he looks great right now. He looks fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna say Etienne, bro, but go get Tootin.
I admit I'm rolling the dice on it a little, but I'm willing to take that risk.
Laporta or Fannin?
All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah, later, bro. Laporta or Fannin?
Wait, hold on. Flex Debo or Pickens?
Debo or Pickens? Debo. What did Debo do to you, bro?
No, I love Debo. I just Green Bay Packers, good defense.
Yeah, did you start Debo last week? Because if you did, how'd you not enjoy that?
I didn't, and I'm an idiot. I started Pickens.
Well, that's why you're asking me the question, though. It's because you didn't start him last week. You want to be right last week. Last week has nothing to do with this week, so put Debo in.
But I drafted Debo.
but Pickens will be very good. Like, it's not crazy to want to get him in the lineup, but all right, gotta go, bro. Later.
All right, thanks, bro.
Who's starting, Laporta or Fannin Jr.? Look, it's a really tough one. I mean, I think Laporta is safer and smarter, but Fannin Jr. is a high dice roll play. you're not crazy to put him in. Chat, can you vote on that one? See if we got a lot of maniacs in here that want to start fanning over. I love fanning, and I'm okay with it if you were to do it. It's just, you know, Laporta's safer, but fanning could be that guy that everybody's looking back 3 weeks from now and going, you know, remember when Puka rose up and was like, what, is he going to keep doing it? Is he not? Like, Fanning could be that guy. But you are rolling the dice a little bit there, as Travis just said, with that one. Harvey or ETN rest of season. I think right now ETN's safer, but I do think Harvey will be better. And I just do. But it's kind of hard to, like, trade for that right now. You got to use the fair market value. I got Rice and Harvey for Brees and Mason and Ndunze. I would rather have Rice and Harvey if you can weather through. You just got to make sure you're 3-3 at least coming out of the 6-game suspension. Now I have Jackson and Brees. Yeah, you got a good squad. You probably will be okay. BTJ, Hunter, you're looking good. And Big Rod says 6 points for defense start. Josh Allen, Mahomes, or Fields. Start 2. You can't sit Mahomes and Josh Allen, bro. You got to start your studs. You know, it is what it is. All right, let me hit the phone line here. Gavin, you're live. No nonsense. Gavin, you're already with the nonsense. Already with the nonsense. Not even paying attention, Gavin. Not even.
Finish him. Call turn.
Okay, Mike with the super chat. Mike, appreciate you. $20 hauler, Mike. Scotty Do with the $2.99. Let me get both these on screen here. Scotty Do, appreciate you. And thank you very much for the super chat. Phone lines are closed, everybody. I'm sorry. I might open them again, but they're closed. You got on. You dropped the ball. It is what it is. I'll open them up again. Okay, Scotty Do says Sharp on the bench got Harvey plus MHJ for Walker Buka. That's tough. Like, Travis, are you taking Walker and Buka or Harvey MHJ? This one was tough because I go back and forth because I want Buka over all of them. But how close is MHJ to Buka to say give me Harvey over the declining Walker?
Yeah, I'd take Harvey MHJ. I believe in MHJ though too.
Yeah, that's a tough call though. I think a lot of people won't answer that one objectively because they want to just everything's about Buka right now, and I get it. I mean, we created that narrative and trained, but got to be smart about it too. And one flex league: Nix, Penix, Achan, Kyron, Igbuka, Sutton, Adams, Fannin, Kamara. Should I drop anyone for Charbonnet? Yeah. Yeah. And this is a $20 hauler. Thank you very much for the $20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Amazing of you. We're dropping probably, if I had to guess from the looks of this, I'm dropping Jalen Warren. I hate to do it, but he's your worst player. And I like the team. I mean, Adams and Sutton, I'm trying to trade with Kamara for like one bigger, stronger, better player. Of course, I'm shooting for Genty and then work on my way down to Achan and Mason. Hampton front. And then do you see Mahomes as a buy opportunity with the wide receiver injuries? Yeah, we've definitely covered that. As soon as the Worthy injury came, we hit that. I didn't have room on the board, but he's certainly one to like an alternate. Next time I do the buy low list, when I do this video, which I think is honestly one of the best videos of the year so far, so go watch it. I'm going to have an honorable mention that I can fit in more names and just say, 30-second Mahomes, do this, and just spit off a couple more names because there are definitely more people I wanted to talk about. But 100% Mahomes is a good buy low. I mean, look at the guy that was, what was that other trade? It was Mahomes for, I forget what it was. It was really bad. It was a trade that they were getting Mahomes, but it was like, how do you not like that? Trade ETN for Sharps. Not right now. The value is not there for Sharps. It can be, but you're buying a home for $400,000. It's worth right now $300,000. Doesn't matter if it'll be worth $500,000 or $700,000. You got to pay the right value. So no, it doesn't matter if you have K9. You have ETN. ETN right now is a top 10 running back. Also trade Hill for Coleman or Ricky. I don't know that I mean, Coleman maybe, but and Hill could be worth nothing and you could wish you did it, but I think I'm still trying to couple him with another player to dilute that risk. Right now, no one wants Hill, but does somebody want Hill and JC? I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh. I think I'm still no one's taking Hill, but is someone taking Hill and JCM? The more complicated the trade, the more likely they're willing to lay off the risk of Hill and look at the upside of Hill. But I guess at the end of the day, if you exhaust all your avenues, and you could just pretend you are and just be, lazy with it and just pretend you are and say, I've tried, I've offered everybody. Like, some people tell me that and I never buy it. It's like, Smitty, nobody's trading with me. Like, okay, how many offers did you send? 4? Sent out 4 offers last week. Like, I sent 4 offers to one person, and then I sent 18 offers. Yahoo restricts me on the amount of offers I can send. Trade ETN for Pollard. Why would we do that? Why would we do that? I don't understand. And a second rounder, I could care less about a second rounder. Kick rock second rounder. Why would you trade ETN? Travesty, why are we trying to break up with ETN before he breaks up with us? That's what you're doing. You're scared.
ETN, it wasn't a fluke either. He, like I was talking about last night, he was one of 3 running backs to hit 20 miles an hour with good running. That's a hard point for guys to hit. So he's healthy. He's healthy and he's moving good. Like, ETN is the real deal unless something devastating.
It's been a top 5 running back before. This is not new territory. Herbert's Mahomes for me, for sure. And then this one here, MHJ for Debo, rather have Debo, or Worthy and Keon for Debo. I'd probably rather have Worthy and Keon go for Debo and then keep MHJ. Absolutely. If I can, I have Genty, Bucky, Sharvis, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, I love the trade. Worthy trade. Panthers team has Nico and Devontae Smith, only wide receivers. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm definitely interested in keeping MHJ and doing that trade. Appreciate you with the super chat. I think we might have another caller here. 520, you're live.
Yeah, what's up, Smitty? It's Theo. So, I've been buying a ton of Henderson and Harvey and targeting all the dudes that are on your buy low list, but this is mostly for Dynasty because I only play in like one real redraft league. But what is like
you're verging on the point of getting hung up on the no nonsense phone line. You've literally talked for a minute giving us the backstory. So let's speed it up. Appreciate it. Not no offense. It was just we're on the no nonsense phone line, so it's got to be speedy, bro. Go ahead, fire away.
All right. What's too much to pay when you're trying to buy low on them in Dynasty? I mean, I don't know how like. A hard question to answer.
What I don't know.
Ask.
Let me give you one more chance. What is the question? I don't even know where we're at.
So for players that are on your buy low list, like the video that you just came out with, what is too high of a price to buy low?
I mean, bro, that's a vague question. I mean, there's
It's like, would you send a first, like a late first for Harvey still, or would you
Yeah, I mean, I need specific questions like that. You're just like, Smitty, what's the weather like? It's 7
it's hard
years
because I'm
from
in a
today.
ton of leagues, so I'm trying to buy all of them.
I know, but I'll answer that specific question. Yes, I go get RJ Harvey, but I mean, how the hell am I supposed to know how to answer that question? What's too much to buy? I mean, that's the vaguest question I've maybe ever been asked.
All right. I'll just ask you a specific question.
Okay.
So I traded for Henderson today. I paid a 27 first and Kyle Pitts for him and Godwin.
Sure.
But it's in a tight end premium. Is that still buying low or?
Who's your tight end if you traded away Kyle Pitts? Just curious. Yeah, it's fine.
Bowers.
Yeah, it's fine, bro. I mean, when did Hendy drop out of first round value? I'd trade 2 first rounders for Hendy. So you ripped him off. All right, I gotta go, bro. Refine the questions next time during no nonsense phone time, and let's open up the phone line real quickly. Travis, did you want to say something?
No, that's a good deal. Someone in the chat on ETN, they're saying ETN may be white, food might be Irving, so selling high makes sense. See the logic, Smitty. But that kind of changed on Sunday.
What do you say?
Because
who said this?
That ETN might SKS in the chat. He said ETN might be Rashad White, Tootin might be Irving, Bucky Irving. So selling high on ETN makes sense to many of us, Smitty. See the logic? But that
Bro,
changed on Sunday.
SKS selling high on anybody makes sense. Like, what are you talking about? Who said not to sell ETN? Who said not to sell ETN? Nobody. I did not say not to sell ETN. I said don't sell ETN at that cost. His trade offer, SKS. Nobody's saying not to sell ETN. No one's saying not to sell anybody. But I'm not selling ETN for pennies on the dollar, is what we're saying. I think you're confused, but I appreciate you. All right. Rock out, you're live.
Yeah, would you start DK, Ricky, or Harvey? I know it's a tough question.
DK, Ridley for Harvey? Both of them?
So, would you start? No, one. Would you
Start.
DK?
Start or trade? Start. You're saying start. DK. DK. I'm not going to start Ridley right now until I see. That could backfire, but
Ricky.
DK, Ricky, or Harvey.
And Harvey.
DK's safest, but Harvey's high risk, high reward. And I'm going to probably be a crazy man and put Harvey in there. Because Harvey's the sixth. He was technically a top 5 running back on Sunday on a lot of levels. So I think we're getting a little, there's a lot of people too down on him right now and not as excited as they should be. Because the data is all over the place. So he looks fantastic. But it's a risk.
Yeah. And is there any reason to pick up McLeod for Atlanta?
I mean, depends on the drop.
Yeah.
Depends on the drop. So
Not
if you
sure.
give me a name. SKS says, I got it. Thanks for the clarity. I think ETN is injury risk and Tootin is lurking. Right, and I like Tootin. Like, bro, I mean, you're speaking to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. You're singing to the choir. You're singing like Denny to the choir. Because I literally, all I do is talk about Tootin. All I do is talk about Benson. All I do is talk about how Tootin and Benson are league winners. SKS, I don't know if you've been watching all the shows, but we love Tootin. But we're not trading ETN for Tootin, if that's what you're trying to insinuate. Or we're not selling ETN low. We're not selling ETN. We just need to maximize his top 10 running back value right now. The guy could be sold for a pot of gold right now. And so you're preaching to the choir. I have Tootin as a potential, him and Benson, the next players, the next JCM. We got JCM and Fannin as these league winners right now. The next two in the queue, 9 out of 10 for being the best pickup of the year are Tootin and Benson. So you got to understand what I'm saying. Doesn't matter if you like Tootin. I love Tootin. Everybody loves Tootin. Tootin is what we do. No pause needed. But you certainly have to make sure we're in the realm of the same conversation when we're talking about, sir, you're talking this way and I'm talking this way. And what you're saying, it's not that it's inaccurate. It's like you're talking about a whole different topic. It's not even on point, of what we're saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I appreciate you, SKS. I'm not mad at you. I'm just trying to let you know because other people are reading it and they think that you're saying that I'm missing something, but I'm not because we love Tootin. Tootin's amazing. We toot here on the show. We'll be all tooting on Sundays real soon. That's happening.
We're tooting here.
That's happening. No pause needed, Donovan. I don't know what you're worried about. All right.
So would
anything
you do
else?
Would you do it for downs or keep downs?
Would I do what? Would I do what for downs?
Drop downs for cloud.
No, absolutely not. Anything else, Rock Out? Rock Out. Rock Out, appreciate the $20 holler. I'll be back, boys. I'm going to get out of here in a second. So anything else on the phone line here? Rock Out, you got anything else before I jump?
Yeah, what's a good trade target if I trade Ted McMillan?
Ladd, give up more if you have to. Harvey, Charbonnet,
Trying to get a running back.
Mike Evans. I know, but this helps other people too. Mike Evans, JSN, give up more JSN. These are all low value guys. Ladd McConkey, Travis Hunter, Harvey are my favorites. For anybody out there with that dilemma. JCM. I don't know. Handful of guys. I think
running backs you would try to get
for what? For Josh Downs?
for Tab McMillan,
That McMillan.
or maybe add Walker to it.
Yeah, if you had Walker to Ted McMillan, I think you can reach for Ladd. I definitely think you can start reaching for Ladd. You can go the Mike Evans route if you want to take a little gamble. I think that, honestly, people give up Hampton for that. I'm not saying you'll get it. I'm not saying everybody gets it, but I'm saying I see it. I see crazy trades. Harvey, Harvey easily attainable for most people in that scenario. Hampton, Hendy. We just saw someone get Hendy for, what was it? What was that trade? It was crazy. What was it? Damn it.
I forgot.
It was insane. Like,
Dobbins or something?
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins for Hendy or something. Like, I mean, come on. Like, there are people that don't know what
Dobbins
they're
are one
doing.
of the features.
They don't know what they're doing. Not everybody knows what they're doing. I know everyone thinks I play in a shark league and all. There's tons of people in good leagues that don't know what they're doing. How many times in the most shark environment you think you're in, how many times a year do you scratch your head at a trade and go, what? If I knew he was going to give them away. Every year, one move in the biggest shark league you have, you're saying that once a year. So don't think you can't do it. All right, rock out. I'll be back tonight. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, cool.
I'll keep thinking. If I think of another player, rock out. All right, Travis, anything else?
Yeah, just the James Cook thing. I don't know if you mentioned it earlier. He popped up with a hamstring. He was limited at practice. So
Yeah, we had
keep
that
an eye on it. I think it's more of a rest.
Yeah, we had that.
I just saw several people coming in late asking about it. So.
Yeah, go watch the news section, guys, to cover all that. If you missed it, you need to. Everyone always needs to rewatch the monologue news portion because you'll get pretty much. If you were to watch if you didn't have time to watch all the shows, the most important part is probably the first 10, 15 minutes when I'm breaking down all the news. If you don't watch that, you're not going to know what the hell's going on. So everybody needs to rewind and watch that. James Cook probably will be a nothing burger, but he's currently right now nursing a little owie. All right, Travis, anything else?
If you have Cook, go pick up just pick up Ray Davis. He's available in 70% of redraft.
Yeah. Everybody that has
Thanks, Smitty.
Still a must cuff. All right, see you tonight. He's still a must cuff, no doubt about it. Would you offer AJB and Samson for Debo and Rice? I'd offer it all of that for Debo. You get Rice and Debo. I quit my job. I come work for you. Try to flip Josh Jacobs and Igbuka for Kyron or Brees and Ladd. I would take either running back and Ladd for. Well, no, I'm not. Kyron and Ladd for Jacobs and Igbuka. It's close, but I'd probably say, you know what? I'd rather do just give up Jacobs in another deal to get into Hampton or Hendy or something like that, versus go in that direction at all with Igbuka. I just think you can get out of that in a different way. Traded Sharps for Rashee Rice. I'm fine with either side of that. If you're a Rashee Rice owner and you need something, I'm okay with you trading Rashee Rice to get Sharps. So it could go either way. I think they're very, very close calls. They're both like equal, calls in a sense. This one here, drop Mims for Davis. Yeah, especially if you have the running back situation. Try to flip Josh Jacobs. I think already answered this one. And then this one here from Tyreek. Appreciate you. Chase Brown, $20 hauler, by the way. $20 hauler, my boy. Coming in strong.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Tyreek, appreciate you, bro. Chase Brown owner offered me Chase Brown and JCM and Devontae Smith for Achane and Cortland Sutton. I'd take Chase Brown and JCM and Devontae Smith. Then I try and flip Devontae Smith in something, though, but that's fantastic. BBQ says a big reason why you need to be watching the show in the offseason. Sharps, Tootin, JCM, Samson, Fannin, Tesla, Scat, all a lot of rosters. Bro, Scat looks good. I don't know. We don't talk enough about Scat lately. We have all offseason, but lately he needs to be grabbed. Is Scat, Travis, I don't know if you, or I can look it up. Scattaboo maybe he's available in more leagues than I'm thinking, and he needs to be added near the top of the waiver wire board, actually. Let me see if he's available. This is going to be shocking, probably. I think I'm going to be like, why did I sit here and not put Scat on the list? I just assumed he was on enough rosters. Scattaboo, he's only rostered in 76% of leagues. We got to put Scat on here. Scat looks phenomenal. And he looks like a wrecking crew out there by himself, just running over people. Thank you, BBQ, for mentioning that. Let's put Scat on here. We'll probably put him, I would say put him right next to Gordon or right above Gordon, right next to Judkins. Because Scat, like, if he gets in there, he's not letting go of the job. He's a monster. And he's available in, it looks like, 25% of leagues. So we're going to put Scat on here. I'm surprised no one, maybe somebody did mention it. We didn't see it, but Scattaboo needs to be on this list. 100%. 25% is a big number for him to be available. So Scattaboo, there's a chance Scattaboo is, let's put it up on the 8 out of 10. There's a chance Scattaboo is one of the best, picks of the year, pickups of the year. And if he's available, you should be grabbing him in all leagues. Scattaboo is looking really, really solid. I mean, every carry, he just looks like he's abusing people, Let me see if I can put him up here. He's such a monster. The guy's like JJ McCarthy is in a way, like just out there wrecking crew, just ready to take everybody on storm. He's angry. He's angry. He wants to take everybody with him. PPR, thank you, BBQ. It's a good reminder on that one. All drafts, few on the waiver wire. Great work, Smitty. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. Viral says Mims or Tesla. I'm going to go Tesla. Appreciate you. Brett, PPR, running back 1 is Bucky. Running back 2, Krosky or Harvey. We've got this question all night long. It's okay you're asking it again, but just to let you know, like, how much people are in your same dilemma. I keep saying Harvey if you're a risk taker. Like, I'm not saying it's good to drive in the carpool lane when you're only one person, but if you ever have, then you're probably the kind of person that'd be like, put Harvey in. But if you're, you bring your lunch to work, you never buy out, you never go out and get the wings with the boys or whatever, and you got the salad in the fridge, you probably want to hang tight on the Harvey thing because it'll give you a heart attack if it doesn't go right. But I'm definitely putting Harvey in my lineup because I'm crazy. Start JCM over Harvey. Here we go. This is the most common question. I'm going Harvey. JCM's fantastic. But here, let me fix this. I'm starting both of them if I can, where I can, or maybe even making a trade. Because JCM's phenomenal. And I don't want to not have, like, I have, just to put it correctly, I have both of them in different lineups constantly. Scatman, we've given Scatman respect all offseason. I just, on the waiver board, I didn't think he was available until I just looked. Like, that's crazy. So he's definitely got the respect he deserves, but we just need to talk about him more because he's available. It's crazy. Would you offer AJB and Sampson for Debo Rice? I'd definitely take Debo and Rice, like I said earlier. Fane, appreciate you. And then MHJ, HN, or Kyron, JSN. Probably Kyron, JSN right now with the risky situation over in Miami. 6-point superflex, 1 point per completion. That changes. You're gonna have to look at your own scoring, bro, because it's not like the easiest thing to eyeball and spitball here. I would probably say, Tua. I'm not starting Mac Jones, but probably say Tua. That's a real tough call. Fane, start JCM over Harvey. Also, please help my moves to make Lamar, CD, Zay, AJB, Brees, Harvey. Love all of this. I'm maybe moving Zay and JCM for a BTJ. Even a hurt London might make some sense in some ways. I think going after Genty makes a lot of sense. AJB and JCM for Genty. AJB and Sampson for Achan. For Nico. Zay and JCM for Nico. I'll buy low on all those boys. And when the Giants get Andrew Thomas back, which will be when they put their rookie QB in, Dart will play, but Scat will start to eat. And I think Scat and Dart probably rise up together. You know, they do a little youth movement at the same time. Usually you'll see the quarterback come in, and this is kind of like the thinking is that, you know, Scat, when they do move on to Scat, they'll be thinking, we got to see what we got out of these guys. You know, do we need to draft a running back next draft, or do we need to bring someone in? So they're not going to mess around. I think they're going to put Scat in there and do it live. And Scat might get the job before even Dart goes in there. But they are waiting for the offensive line to be repaired before they throw Dart in there, because they just don't want to get him hurt. Thank you, Fane. Appreciate you. All right, we'll be back at midnight Eastern to draft. Traded Olave and JK for Harvey. You robbed the man. Just straight up robbed the man, my boy. That's not fair. BBQ, appreciate your super chat. Thank you guys all for the super chats. Gifted memberships tonight. I don't remember if we had any, but we had celebratory messages. We buy, appreciate you. Drop Brian Robinson Jr. or Gordon for Fannin. I would drop probably Brian Robinson Jr. Although, you know, any injury could happen at any moment, man. Trade Hurts and AJB for Herbs, Bucky. This is from Monty. Trade AJB. Trade Hurts, AJB for Herbert, Bucky. I have Ladin Sutton. Herbert, Bucky. I think I answered this one already. Yeah. You had the super chatting. Appreciate you. And then for real, says Smash this weekend celebrating. Appreciate you. And then Demetrius, appreciate you. 3-month membership. Drop Goff for Fields. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. And then the final 3 super chats of the night. Dak for Penix this weekend. I would go Dak. I think he's going to ball out, but I do like Penix. The matchup's a little tougher. But trade Kamara and Judy for T. Higgins. I think you could get better than that. As much as I do want to maybe get rid of Kamara, I feel like you could do a little bit better than that. Although, I don't know. Chat, would you rather have T. Higgins? I mean, literally, T. Higgins is going to do better than he did last week, and Joe Burrow didn't do anything, so it's almost not T. Higgins' fault. I guess if you can't, I think I'd try and get more for Kamara. Chat, weigh in on that if you can. And start Fannin over Mark Andrews. I would, until we see signs of life. And then this last super chat, how do you feel about Roma Dunze dynasty value? It's okay. I'm not trading first rounders for him or anything, if that helps weigh it out, so you know kind of where I'm feeling. But I don't mind him like as a wide receiver 3, 4. Super big talent, but guess what? Your growth can get stunted when you go to a bad environment. And they drafted Luther Burden to maybe be their number 1. And I'm not saying that Odunze is not more talented, maybe, but Odunze has been kind of stunting his growth. And when you stunt your growth, you don't really develop. You just kind of sit there. You know, a perfect example would be N'Keal Harry in New England. He was a talent, but his growth got stunted and he never developed. Josh Gordon, with the suspensions and everything, could have been a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. His growth got stunted. And I think Odunze's trapped in that cycle of never being able to really flourish. And Caleb Williams is such an awful quarterback that it's just not going to happen. So I'm not really high on Odunze, unfortunately. I wish he went somewhere else because he really could have developed into something special. But we'll be back at midnight Eastern. Don't forget to hit the link that's in the live chat pinned. I'll drop the link fresh one more time. We'll be drafting on Underdog tonight. So hit that link, do it live, smash it. We'll be back. Don't forget my Patreon, 365 24/7 chat, live chat Patreon. I'm going to get over there right now and answer some questions. Here's the link to that. $10 a month, cancel anytime. All these links, the link to my thefantasyfootballshow.com rankings, bold predictions, trade calculators, all that on top of the Patreon link, on top of the Underdog promo code Smitty link that gets you that $5 play $5, get 50. All those are in the description of every video, every time. If you ever need to find it later, we'll be back to draft on Underdog tonight. So hit that link. It's in the live chat pinned right now. We'll be drafting tonight, week 2 drafts, doing the Battle Royale week 2s. They're fantastic. They're fun. See you tonight at midnight. Just a little something for you. Enjoy.
What is that smell? Someone needs me.
Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man!
He's the Scat Man. He's scatting all around. Scoring loads when he's called upon. He will ground and pound. Scat Man, yeah. He's the guy you call when things go astray. Scat Man can score all day. He's the Scat Man. Scat Man. Scat Man. Scat Man. Scat Man will score TDs. He will make you get on your knees and say, please, Scat Man, I beg no more. I've had enough of your touchdown galore. Please, Scat Man, I beg no more. I've had enough of your touchdown galore.
Hey, are you currently sitting at home and wondering, why am I such a loser? Why do I not know how to get chicks? Well, there is a solution. Draft Ashton Genty in your upcoming fantasy football drafts, and you'll immediately start growing hair on your chest. Those little testicles of yours will finally drop, and even though you still live in your mom's basement, you're going to immediately start getting hot chicks, all because you drafted Ashton Genty. Now, do you want to be this guy? Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a hot pocket, and I've never even talked to a hot chick. Or this guy. Hey, I'm Dom, and I drive fast cars, get hot chicks, and draft Ashton Genty double fist style with 2 cell phones at the same time. Why do I have 2 cell phones? One for looking up Ashton Genty stats all day, the other is for getting chicks.
Many wonder what motivates and drives Garrett Wilson.
I mean, Garrett Wilson to me is more like a third rounder. Steve, wouldn't you agree? I think he doesn't belong up there with the top 5, 6, 7 wide receivers, don't you think?
Please report to the moon. Space-time continuum reset.
All right, see you guys up midnight Eastern, live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. Live additionally whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight almost every single night. I just answered those super chats you guys threw in there late at the last second there, Chris. I said Hubbard, but close. Brian Robinson, Jr. Waddle. I said Waddle, Joshua. And top 2, it's really a preference. I think Harvey could be better than Hunter, but Hunter serves your team better, so you're not crazy to go Hunter. Appreciate your super chat. See you all at midnight Eastern. Deuce.